Mississippi tonight, as it seems as one of those times that you hear about an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, as this high-flying, explosive Booneville Blue Devil offense host the Ripley Tigers, who to this point have only given up 6 points in this season. Peyton Taylor, alongside my partner once again, is going to be Grady Gardner. Grady, glad to have you on this week. And Grady, this is a matchup that I think we've been talking about all week, being excited for.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, a big thing that we've talked about so far is it's going to be like an old school type football game where it's going to be a lot of running the ball, a lot of hard-nosed defense, and I'm looking forward to seeing a really good matchup tonight.
Absolutely. This is a rivalry that goes back historically quite a while. So this is two teams that, for a long time were division rivals. Now, obviously, Booneville in 3A, Ripley in 4A. But these are two teams that, particularly when you go back on history, they don't like each other very much. These are two teams that want to get after each other, want to be physical on the defensive side of the football and on the offensive side. And you're going to see two teams that want to keep momentum. This is the final into division play. So teams Ripley hosting a undefeated season so far at 4-0, and Booneville obviously in a shootout that got a lot of attention last week with New Albany. So this is going to be two teams that want to keep that momentum going. And Grady, I believe for Booneville, it's really going to come down to the quarterback Noah Gillen in this one.
That's right, and also a player that's mentioned here a lot is Nunn from Booneville. He's a sophomore too. He gets all the rushing yards, all the receiving yards. He's got 9 receptions for 178 yards. He's got 61 carries for 430 yards with a 7-yard average per carry. So the guy seems like, even though he's young, he's going to carry this offense. So I'm looking forward to seeing him carry the ball for the Booneville Blue Devils tonight.
No doubt about it. And when you look on Ripley's side of the football, I believe this is your first time seeing the Tigers. Emmanuel Griffin's going to be the way, or he was this year. I'm sorry about that. Get a little. Got to get everybody back in tape. But Ty Long is obviously going to be another integral piece. Third-year junior quarterback, third-year starting. He started since he's a freshman. And, this could be the first night we've seen him in defensive battles with Senatobia. Won that one 6-0. Kasu 21-0 on a rainy night. This could be the first night this season that we might possibly have to see Ty Long air out the football more than he has to this point this year. And Grady, in high school football in Mississippi, when you have a quarterback that can air it out, that's experienced like Long as a junior, you've got a chance to make a long run.
Yeah, I was talking to Ty's brother before we got up here earlier, Will, and I said maybe he's going to be like you, Will, but he's not quite as good as you are. But I know Ty's family really well, and they're guys that can get after Ty in that bloodline. He's going to be a guy that's going to get after it tonight. He's going to show people around the state how good this Ripley Tiger is on defense.
Absolutely. Ripley, a great one coming up. We're going to kick for a couple of words from our lovely RCTV night. We'll be back between the Booneville Blue Devils and Ripley Tigers.
This is Public Service Commissioner Brandon Presley, and I'm glad to join you on TV 19 for coverage of our local sports. Coming from a small town, I started out as mayor of Nettleton in my first political job. I understand clearly how important bringing our communities together, sometimes just over a football game, can help make us better as a state and can help make our communities stronger. I hope tonight that your favorite team will win. One of the reasons I've worked hard to bring high-speed internet service to our rural communities is so that you'll be able to sit at home and have coverage of your favorite hometown football team or baseball team straight from the comfort of your chair. One of the reasons that I fought hard for broadband service to get expanded also is to make sure that our rural children, some of whom are going to be playing on the field tonight, have access to world-class education, that our seniors have access to high-quality medical service through telehealth and telemedicine, and that we give our working families in Mississippi a chance to participate in the modern economy. We've got to move Mississippi forward, and we can only do that by bringing our communities together. And like I said, sometimes it's over a football game between rivalries, but when the game's over, we come together. And that's my vision for the state of Mississippi, that we work hard, we play hard, but at the end of the day, we bring people together just like our local sports do. And I appreciate you allowing me to join you tonight on TV 19. Here's the best to your favorite team that'll be playing on the field tonight.
CB&S Bank wishes good luck to Walnut, Faulkner, and Ripley football teams this season. Come see them at 13331 Mississippi 15 in Ripley or at 28171 Mississippi 15 in Walnut.
Coach Story. I had it. He's on one of those.
Farrow Ward Ford has been your local source for cars, trucks, and SUVs since 1952. They wish good luck to all our Tippah County teams in the 2022 football season. Stop by and see them in Ripley or call at 662-837-3001. Fiesta Grill sends their best wishes for a great football season for all Tippah County athletes. Check out their buffet and specials every week at 1709 City Avenue North in Ripley.
Since their beginnings in 1935, Ripley Insurance Agency has become a leader in providing quality protection for thousands of individuals and families throughout our region. Their basic belief in providing only the best in coverage and personal service is just one of the many reasons why today, more than ever, people are moving up to the difference of quality insurance protection Ripley Insurance Agency can uniquely provide. At Ripley Insurance, they can assist you with all types of insurance quotes. We take the time to analyze each customer's needs and develop a plan to fit your own specific situation. Give them a call today at 662-837-8874 to discuss your options for your current insurance needs. Eaton Babin Smith are proud supporters of Tippah County sports. Eaton Babin Smith CPAs and advisors have offices in Ripley, New Albany, and Tupelo. Eaton Babin Smith specializes in small business financial services from bookkeeping and QuickBooks assistance to payroll services and tax filings. They have solutions for almost every small business need. They have vast experience in the preparation of financial statements and in the preparation of all types of tax returns for individuals, small business, nonprofits, estates, and trusts. They also can provide business valuation services. Call them at one of their 3 offices and let them help you with your accounting and tax needs.
Great athletes, great teams, great schools. Good luck from Norris Howell, 107 Dumas Road.
Angel Davis and the staff at Silly Sisters wishes Tippah County football teams a winning season. Go check them out for all your gift and monogramming needs at 1326 City Avenue North in Ripley.
We have everything you need. Food Giant, City Avenue North, Ripley.
Shop Easy Supermarket in Walnut wishes good luck to the Walnut Wildcats, the Collegiate Warriors, the Faulkner Eagles, and the Ripley Tigers this football season.
Both Eagles and Tigers run with the big dogs. Good luck from Big M Diesel Express. Wishing the best to all our students and athletes. Here at Tippah County Hospital, we are more than just a healthcare facility. Your symbol of excellence is here. Tippah County Hospital, Ripley.
Mi Pueblo in Ripley wishes good luck to all of our local teams and athletes this football season. Go see them at 925 City Avenue South in Ripley and check out their new outdoor patio.
Come visit Lois and Kevin at McNeil Agency, 2009 Highway 15 North, Ripley.
First American offers online and mobile banking features to make your banking experience easy and safe. Activate or deactivate your debit card as needed. Attach images to transactions. Set up text alerts to guard against unauthorized spending or to monitor your account balance. Use the P2P feature to safely send money to a friend. We even offer mobile wallet, so you can stay on top of your finances from anywhere. These options and more are available with online or mobile banking. At First American National Bank, you'll get that hometown feel with a high-tech touch.
Mahindra's the official tractor of Tough, right, Chase?
Yep, that's right, Tony.
This baby's got 4,000 pounds of front-end lift capacity, right?
It sure does.
So who's tougher, kid? Me or you?
You are, Tony. Can you put me down now?
What? You want to go higher? Okay.
I said down, you old goat.
I am the goat.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
Come on, Tony, put me down.
Well, we welcome you back here on RCTV 19 as the Ripley Tigers have the honor of receiving the ball first in this one as Ripley and Booneville to kick off. Peyton Taylor alongside Grady Garner. Let me ask you right before kickoff, what's your key to the game for this one? You know, a Booneville offense has little scoreboard and a Ripley point in a time of the game that this year. What's your key to the game?
Well, key to Ripley or for Booneville?
Either or.
Well, for Ripley, just keep it going. Keep that steel curtain as the Steelers used to be come back in the day. That's how they were. They wouldn't let people score. They were just tough-minded guys that would get out there, stop the run, and just dominate at the line of scrimmage. So for Ripley, that's what they need to do. Booneville carry over what they had from last week. Just keep that offensive prowess going and see if they can keep scoring those touchdowns this week. So it's going to be fun. See if Booneville's offense can take over or if Ripley's defense can take over. It's going to be a fun game.
It's Booneville to kick it away, and it looks like it's going to be a squib kick to begin it. It's going to be received by Tigers at about the 26-yard line. He'll get about 10 more, maybe a 12 before he's dragged down, and the Tigers will have good field position to start this one at about the 38-yard line. And out leading the Tigers, we talked about him in the pregame, is none other than Ty Young, 5'7", 130, junior quarterback, third year starting, has started all now 5 games for the Tigers this year. And we'll see what the game plan is for the Tigers coming out. Obviously, this is a team that wants to run the football, and you would expect them to try to establish it early here.
I remember Ty when he was so little. He was running behind the bleachers playing tackle football with all the older kids, but now I finally get to see him on a high school field. It's really cool to see.
Long in the shot. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Takes an out, now throws an out route. Caught by number 6 on the outside. That's Chad Martin, and he is going to step out of bounds past the first down marker at about midfield. So the Tigers come out throwing it. Maybe the seems that they come out on the football and route down.
When you think of Ripley, you think of big, strong athletes, guys that can get out in the corner and make plays. So that's what you.
We'll back out of the huddle again in a shotgun set. 3 receivers up to the top of your screen bottom. Long to take the snap on 1st and 10 from midfield. Takes it. Looking a man streaking over the middle that couldn't get it to him now, and it will just throw it away incomplete. And Grady, if he could have had about another second of protection, Michael Turner was wide open on a post route down the field.
Also looks like we got a flag down over on the other sideline over there.
You're right. It is a flag down. Good job by the Booneville defense getting pressure there on the outside especially. It looked like the end, number 79, which is Javion Ruff, was the man to put the pressure on Long to force him to throw it away. We'll await the flag, first penalty of the night, and we will see who it goes against. Grady, I never saw it. Was it in the secondary? Or in fact, it was in the secondary personal foul. It's going to move it 15 yards down the field, and the Tigers will get an automatic first down.
I think the personal foul was for hitting Long sort of late on the play there, Peyton. He's running out of bounds. They hit him as he was going out of bounds on the opposite sideline. So
if so,
that may be it.
That does look like a classic case of roughing the passer, 15 yards, and the Tigers in 2 plays have moved into Booneville territory here on the road. Now in that wing T formation. Long will put Martin in motion. Hands off up the middle.
Big boy football right there.
32, that is Demarion Williams. It might have got a yard. I think he did. And it will be 2nd down and 9. Williams listed as a linebacker, but he's carried the ball more as a fullback a lot in this offense. And like you said, that is big boy football. Williams a load to bring down. Listed at 155. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Williams has been a load all season for the Tigers, but again, that Booneville front 4 bowing up and not allowing Williams to get ahead of steam. 2nd down and 9. Trips set to the bottom of the screen. One lone man up top. Long takes a snap, looks to throw the football again. Now throws on the out route. Again finds Martin. Martin can't turn it up for the first down, but that Long to Martin connection working early. 2 receptions for Martin, and it's going to be 3rd down, about 5.
Martin looks cool, collected wide receiver out there. He catches the ball, he gets with the field. He's not a guy that seems like he rushes himself. He plays at his own pace. That's something that you'd like to see out of a young wide receiver like him.
And now we come to the first 3rd down of the evening. 3rd and 5 from about the yard line of Booneville. Freddie Lopez's leg, I believe he kicked a 46-yarder last week, so in his range. And it looks like it's going to be a direct snap to C.J. Martin this time. He goes left side, and he's got blockers down the way. Maybe a little bit short. Actually going to be about the 19, so plenty enough for a Ripley first down.
Got to love the Wild Tiger formation there. Changes it up some, gives it a little spice to the offense.
The Wild Tiger. Think back to the Wild Rebel, and basically every team changing the variation of the Wildcat to their mascot.
You got to personify it.
Exactly. Tradition of high school football. 1st down and 10 from the 19-yard line at Booneville. Ripley driving on the opening possession of the ball game. And it looks like still going to be it's going to be Long now in a full house set. 3 backs in the backfield. And Long immediately got brought down in the backfield. I couldn't tell if that was play action or just a busted play because of the pressure. But a great job by Joseph Cormier, the junior linebacker listed at 5'9", 175. He bust right through the line.
I'm like you, Peyton. I don't know if that was a busted play or if he just busted through the line and just got to that play action right there. But it was He was back there before he even had a chance to make a play with the ball.
Looks like it's going to be second down, about 15 now. So I believe the first negative play of the night for the Tigers. Booneville defense looks to bow up and force Ripley to settle for 3. Back in that same formation. Long on a counter, and again, nothing going in the inside. Man, that Booneville defensive front is fighting here in the early going.
I love the wishbone, but then again, it seemed like they loaded up the box against that formation there. And may have to spread them out here on a third and long situation.
Jalen Brooks on the carry, and they're going to give him no gain on the play. So third down and 15 now for the Tigers. Long will walk in the call to the offense. Booneville looking to get off the field here on a critical third down, and this is one in the early going that seems extremely important, obviously. Back again in the same offensive set. Long, under center, will give play action now, looks for his man, throws deep into the end zone, and just missed his receiver in the back of the end zone.
The play was there, it was just a little far for his receiver there.
Post route incomplete. Trying to get the intended receiver. Looks like that was number 23, Evan Goolsby, who could not link up with. So let's see what the Tigers elect to do here for the 25. It would be about a 42-yard field goal. And I believe it looks like, Grady, the Tiger offense is going to stay on the field. Indeed, they will. Pistol formation. 2 wide receivers on each side of the set, bunched up at the top and spread out at the bottom. 4th and 15. Snap. Looks. Long. Fires over the middle. Got his man. Oh. Could not bring it in. It looks like the defense might have startled the receiver just a bit. Ja'Kai Holmes couldn't tell if he got a hand on it, but regardless, it was right there in coverage, and Holmes couldn't bring it in. And that's one you know he's going to expect to bring in.
Right. Long made a great pass there. Hit him right between the numbers, and it's just one of those that you look back on film on Saturday or Monday whenever they watch film, and you just sort of regret and wish you could have it back.
That's one that Holmes, when you look back, like you said on Saturday, that's one where you slide down in your chair and you
hope the offensive coordinator or head coach doesn't call you out on film.
Exactly. So a big missed opportunity for Ripley there, as Booneville will take over for their first offensive series of the ball game. And
that was a great throw, though, right between his numbers right there. Like you said, I don't know if he got a hand on it or not, but
absolutely. But either way, whether it was tipped or not, ended up in the hands of Holmes, and you know that's one that the Ripley offense is going to want back.
Right.
When, like you said, when they look at it on film tomorrow, Noah Gillum will start the offensive drive for Booneville. Handoff up the middle, breaks through a couple tackles, was the running back, and he's going to get about 9, so it's going to leave second down and short. Run looks like that is, I believe, number 0, Zion Nunn, who the rush for the Blue Devils. 51 carries, 430 yards on the season, 7 touchdowns. He is the bell cow.
He's a man receiving and rushing, as stated in pregame as well.
Second down and 1. Gillen will take the snap and now keeps it on his own read and look to get it back up the middle, but that defensive front of Ripley that has been stout to this all this season stops him down, and it'll bring it to third down and 1. So no gain. Great job by the Ripley. Looked like it might have been number 54, Charles Christmas, in on the tackle, as well as number 51, Charlie Coombs.
Let's say here, I would think they would go back to none. After that first down success, I feel like on third down and short here, they're going to go back to their cash cow and see if he can cash in right here.
Ripley not afraid to go heavy. Let's see what Booneville decides to do. They're going to stay in the shotgun set. Trips wide receiver set to the bottom of the screen. One lone man up top. Third down and 1. Gillen takes a snap. Bootleg out left. Now looks and will run it up the middle of the field and takes a hit, but gets the first down.
They did not go back to none. I guess they know that Ripley's probably been looking at him all week. His name's on the top of all the stats, so it's going to be fun to see how Booneville shakes it up some tonight.
And, you know, you see Gillen take the hit, diving for the first down. And, you know, me and John had talked about that watching Kasuth, Jack Johnson, a couple weeks ago, took a lot of hits for his team trying to get extra yardage. That's something that, you know, in the past you've seen quarterbacks slide because their coach is telling them get down, slide. Now you see a lot of these quarterbacks, the running quarterbacks, take those hits to fight for extra yards. First down and 10. Handoff up the middle to Nunn, and Nunn's going to get about 3 on the carry, brought down from behind by Coombs, number 51. Also, number 21, Cooper Davis, in on the stop as well.
I'm not going to lie, Peyton, with these Digi-Camo uniforms that Boone was wearing, it's sort of hard to check out the numbers, so I guess the camo is working.
It is. Hunting season is upon us. You know, they got to get it in early.
That's right.
So, yes, Grady makes a good point. Stick with us. We're going to try to get those numbers as well as we can. But, like Grady said, yellow uniforms, blue lids, and digital camo numbers. I believe that's the first time I've ever seen digital camo numbers. Gillen, second down, fires, out route, found his intended receiver, and is that going to be enough for a first? Let's see where they mark him, Grady. It looks like a yard short.
Good little out route there.
Reception brought in by, I believe that was number 3, Avery Kelly, and they are, in fact, going to move the chains instead and give him the first down yardage. So it looked like he had been stopped about a yard short by my look from the press box, but they are going to give him the first down and move the sticks. So first down and 10. Yet again, Gillen under center, none to the left side of him. 2 wide receivers and an H-back. Now bootleg left yet again on first and 10. Fires for his receiver, incomplete. That's number 14, Joey Willington.
They're moving Gillen around in the pocket a lot tonight. It seems like they're pretty comfortable with getting him outside the pocket. Maybe he's a good athlete that can use him outside the pocket and see if he can make plays out there.
Well, and you know from this Ripley defense, when you got guys like Coombs and Christmas and Davis, you know, that are rushing the passer, you're going to have to move your quarterback to try to extend the time he has to throw.
Right.
So that is exactly what Booneville has done in the early going. Like you said, been very mobile with Gillen outside the pocket. Second down and 10. Shotgun set yet again. Fakes the handoff now, throws a little bubble screen, and the receiver took a hard hit. And it was C.J. Martin on the hit, who also lodged the ball incomplete. Great job for him to attack the screen. That's one thing I love to see. I don't know about you, Grady. When you see those bubble screens, a lot of DBs that stay back. They're a little bit scared to come up and miss the tackle. I like how Martin attacks the play there and doesn't allow it to even be completed, much less for any positive yards.
You know, you see the RHS helmets tonight look like LSU's helmet, that DBU, LSU they call them. That was a DBU type play right there. That hit stick right there by the defensive back there from Ripley.
Third down and 10. Booneville to third down. Second time on this drive. Just before midfield at the 49-yard line. Puts a man in motion, now swings him back left. And fakes the screen, now throws a dart over the middle, and it is caught. And I believe now they're going to give him enough yardage for the first down, maybe on the roll, and they do. So a first down completion by Avery Kelly. That one looked like it was going to be a couple yards short, but give Kelly credit. He didn't go horizontal. He went lateral and got the first down.
2 iffy spots so far now for Ripley, or not Ripley, Booneville moving the chain. So we'll see how that goes as this drive progresses.
Gillen had a good start so far as he has moved this team down with 2 third down conversions. None again to the left side of him. And now gives the none, breaking a couple tackles, cuts back inside. Ball on the ground, but I believe they're going to blow the play dead. They did. So whether it was on the ground or not, Booneville is going to have the football back. None looked like he cut it back in for extra yardage, and a Ripley defender, I couldn't tell who came from behind and knocked it out, but again, the officials on the field ruled that it was down by contact before the ball came out. So a tough break for Ripley.
Right.
Second,
I was expecting Nunn to come out tonight and just dominate the ball, but he's just shared the load with the rest of his teammates.
Second touch only tonight for Nunn on this drive and in the game. Now he will get his third, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. That is Cooper Davis. Who else? The linebacker, the leader of the linebacking core for this Ripley defense, comes up and makes a big play, loss of yardage, and brings it back to third and long.
You see Cooper and Cade Davis, you wouldn't think that Coach Davis on Ripley's staff down there was their father. There's 2 big kids, but it's pretty cool to see those 2 guys grow up and be big, strong young men as they are.
Gardner, Mr. Gardner's the left of me, a Nettleton alum, but also spent plenty of years at Ripley.
That's right.
So, a lot of connections to this Tiger squad. Third down and 9. It's again Gillen. Rolls out right side. The pressure's going to get there. Davis and along a load of others for the sack.
There's that Ripley defense right there.
Keegan Collier, one of them. Jalen Brooks, another. Had about 3 men on that stop of Gillen. So now you would expect Booneville on 4th and about 20 to punt the football away, and indeed they will. Big stop for Ripley.
This Ripley side likes to see all those yellow hats just flying to the ball like they did right there. That was fun to watch.
So Ripley will get ready to receive it. C.J. Martin back to do so. Still 0-0 in the first quarter. 2:52 remaining. These are two offenses that rely on clock control, controlling the football, the time of possession. So this first quarter has tick, tick, tick down. The punt is away by Booneville. High end over end kick received by Martin. It's muffed, and who's going to get on the football? It looks like Booneville has the football, and indeed they do. Martin trying to come up and scoop it up late and just couldn't get there.
As we saw Mississippi State and LSU this past week, momentum can shift, and in a punt like that, it can shift an entire side of the ball game.
So Martin, who was huge on the first drive with a couple of big receptions, was not able to bring in the punt, and Ripley loses possession there, and Booneville has it inside the 20-yard line. Again, it's a Ripley defense that has not given up a touchdown or any points for that matter when the score was within 30, 40 points. So this is a Booneville offense that looks to break that spell 5 games into the season. Gillen back out, none to the left side of him. Again, 1st and 10. You set it out inside the red zone. Gillen throws over the middle, dangerous pass through it into about 3 men, nearly connected with his intended receiver, Willington. But like I said, Grady, that's a quarterback, obviously, that has a lot of confidence in Gillen. He's only a sophomore, but he fired it in with confidence, wasn't fazed by the defense around him.
Looked like he just locked into one guy there and was like, I'm getting him to him one way or another. And he threw it right in there in the wad of – it looked like a little wasp nest down in there with all his hands and feet were flying around, but somehow it ended up on the ground. So
that is a Mississippi reference if I've ever heard one. Defense looked like a wasp nest in the middle of the field. 2nd down and 10, 19-yard line. Gillen back in the shotgun set. That's where Booneville has stayed tonight. Man in motion from the right to the left. Handoff up the middle to Nunn. Nunn breaks a couple tackles, still breaking through. And he is going to be down to about the 11-yard line, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and short, maybe about 2 or 3 yards a gain.
It's crazy to see at a school like Booneville that a sophomore like Nunn just has to carry your offense. I mean, you wouldn't see something like that often. You'd oftentimes see a junior, most times senior carrying offense like that, but Nunn being a sophomore and a guy that's carrying this offense is pretty cool to see.
This is two sophomores that's leading this offense, and Nunn and Gillum. So a youth movement in the backfield for Booneville, but has worked out well for him this season with a high-octane offense. 3rd down, handoff up the middle to Nunn. Nunn breaks a couple tackles up the middle, finally put down by Aquan McDonald at about I believe the 5-yard line is going to weather roll him down.
Move the chains there, Peyton.
Enough for a 1st down with 1:40 remaining in the opening quarter of play. So the Ripley defense for the first time this season is on their heels as the Booneville offense continues to move. Shotgun set yet again. 2 wide receivers to the left side. Now a handoff to Nunn again. Nunn breaks a tackle, 2, and still fighting, still going, and finally he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Michael Turner is the man who tracks him down, and a great job by Turner to not give up on that play. Otherwise, Nunn might have broke it for 6.
Nunn's used to, this year it feels like he's used to getting away from one guy and then just getting away and just running down the field. But in this game, the Ripley Tigers, all those yellow hats are going to be following him.
2nd down and goal now from about the 10-yard line. Ticking just under a minute to play in this one. What a ball game it's been so far. Still knotted up at 0. No score yet. Gillen with Nunn to the right side of him. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen on the right side. Fakes the handoff. Now Gillen's got to get it away, and let's see, is that going to be grounding? I don't know if there was a receiver in the area. It looked like Kelly might have been close enough. Definitely wasn't outside the tackle box and definitely didn't get it back to the line of scrimmage. So it looks like they will say that Kelly was close enough. And it also looks like the White Hat's going to issue Ripley a sideline warning. The coaching staff of Ripley definitely wanted a grounding flag there. Grady, what was your thoughts on that one?
Oh, well, my thought process right now is I think Ripley's got something coming that's going to be good for them because it seems like so far they hadn't got good spots, hadn't got a good call yet, so I think something's going to be coming their way here pretty quick.
The game of momentum can shift quickly in football, and here's a chance for Ripley to do that. 3rd down and goal from the 10. Gillen looks, corner route. It's open, back of the end zone. Touchdown! What a throw from Gillen. And what a job by the receiver to get his feet down. Cannot believe that one was able to be fired in.
Dropped it in the basket.
So that one is going to be a touchdown pass for Gillen to start the scoring in this one with 29 seconds remaining in the opening quarter of play.
I said Ripley would get some good luck going, but I guess that wasn't the luck they were looking for there.
And now a flag's going to be thrown, and I'm assuming that's going to be for some type of illegal procedure or too many men on the field. And that's exactly what it is. It's against Booneville. So it'll move it back 5 yards, and we'll try the PAT again. Looked like Booneville was ready to catch that snap and throw it out for a quick 2-point conversion, a tricky one, but instead we'll move it back 5 yards, and I'm assuming now they'll try the regular point after.
Or maybe not.
In the swinging gate formation. You see it a lot in high school. Now they'll move it back over into the middle of the field and set up. Kick is down and away, and that one looks true, and it is. So with 29 seconds remaining, Booneville has taken the lead early in this one with a 7-0 on a touchdown pass from Gillen to get the scoring started. We bring you back for the end of the first quarter right here on RCTV 19.
Good luck to our teams from Rebel Services LLC, specializing in aviation services. 512-0219. Rebel Services LLC, 5901 Highway 4 West, Ripley.
Ward Engineering, providing engineering and surveying services throughout North Mississippi, proudly supports all Tippah County sports and athletes. Good luck this season from Ward Engineering.
Good luck and do your best. D's Oil, 311 City Avenue South. Our customers come first.
We bring you back 7-0. Ripley trailing at for the first time in the 2022 football season. They'll receive the kickoff. It's another pooch kick. It'll be received by Turner at about the 35-yard line, and now he'll be stuffed just a couple yards after. So Ripley, again, will start with good field position. Looks like Booneville is not wanting to kick it deep to the special team unit of the Tiger. Out comes Long yet again for the final 25 seconds of the opening quarter of play. And Grady, let's go back to that touchdown pass.
That touchdown pass there, Peyton, I'm not going to lie to you, was a dime piece. He threw it right in the breadbasket, and from my point of view, Peyton, we really couldn't see if he was in or not, but the referee was right there. I'm guessing he could see better than we could, and it was a great catch and throw by the Blue Devils there.
So Ripley will look to respond as, again, they trail for the first time this season. 25 seconds remaining of the quarter, and Long drops back, looks to throw, now finds a man over the middle, tipped, and that one is going to be intercepted. A tip ball finds its way into the hands of a Booneville defender. It looks like that was Jakimry Bell, sophomore, 6 foot in the middle of the field, who was able to lay out for the tip ball and bring in what will be the second turnover of the game for the Tigers.
When you look over the middle of the field, Peyton, sometimes when you throw it over there, you hope to find your guy, but there's a lot of hands in the middle of the field, so you got to make sure you're accurate and make sure you're on time. And right there, that ball was a little bit late, it looked like, right over the middle, and it was sort of hard to get it to his man there.
Yeah, he had the man open in the middle of the field. Long just a little bit too high, wanting to make sure he got it across the middle of the field, but couldn't be brought in and just hung in the ball. Sometimes it looks like the ball can move in slow motion in the air as it comes to the down back to earth, and what a great job by Bell to lay out for it. First down and 10 at the midfield mark for Booneville, 7-0. This should be the final play of the first quarter unless we got a stoppage. It's a double reverse. Now a pass deep, and it's going to try to find Gillen, and it does. Did he? No. A breakup, and a fantastic one at that by Keegan Collier. He just made a great play in the secondary to knock out what would have been a 20-plus yard pass play.
They dug deep in the back of the cookbook there, didn't they?
The Booneville came out and looked to catch Ripley off guard, and really did. The only man it seemed like that wasn't really fazed by it was Keegan Collier, who, again, knocked the ball away from Gillian and saved a big play for the Tigers. So second down and 10 coming up, and I said it should be the final play before. Now it should be as long as the clock doesn't stop. Shotgun set yet again for Gillen. None to the left side of him. Takes a snap, looks to air it out again. Now we got a flag in the middle of the field, and that looks like your classic case of holding, Grady.
I agree with you there, Peyton.
Flag right by the line of scrimmage with 1 second remaining. And
Peyton, one of these days we'll get the end of that first quarter. These last few seconds sort of just dragged along.
We got a hold against the Booneville offense. So we will move it back 10 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 20. And like I said, 1 second remaining. I keep saying it. I guess I'm jinxing myself.
Yep.
But we move it back to the 40-yard line, and we try it again. So Ripley really needs to get off the field at this point, as they will look to take it to 3rd and long and the end of the quarter on this final play.
I think it's 2nd, Peyton, or that's what the stick said.
Yeah, 2nd down. Looks to take it to 3rd down with a stop here. Gillen back in the shotgun set, 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Snap taken by Gillen. Looks to air it out yet again. 3rd straight play. The Booneville Blue Devils air it out. Now over the middle of the field. Cuts back right. And Avery Kelly got one man to beat and finally brought down. We got a flag all the way across the field. Let's see what the call's going to be. That's on the complete opposite side of the field from the play. Kelly did a great job of finding a soft spot in the defense right in the middle of the field, but let's see what the call is going to do.
He waited for his man to develop. He waited for him to get across the field in that soft spot of that zone light right there, and he made a great play, great catch, great run.
Let's see if the play stands. You would suspect it to be a spot foul, so regardless, something is going to occur here besides just moving it back. But we will see what the official indication is. It's going to be a hold against the Blue Devils. Again, I would have suspected to be a spot foul. It is from the 40, which was the 1st down marker. So it should go back to the 50, and that will make it 2nd and 10. So after all of that, we end the first quarter off at 2nd and 10. And yes, finally we do come to the end of the first quarter. I thought there was going to be an untimed down for some reason, and is there going to be? It looks like
there's going to be.
Are we going straight to the 2nd quarter? I really am not sure, Grady. I've never. Yeah, and I've heard the coaching staff saying it beside me, and I'm agreeing. It's an offensive hold, so why are we getting an untimed down? But regardless, 2nd down and 10. It looks like they'll get an extra play before the quarter break. So we finally come to the end of the first quarter. Gillen rolls out, fires, sideline incomplete, and that is where we should move to the quarter break. And it will be, in fact, 7-0. Booneville has the football and the lead here at home against the Ripley Tigers. We got to go and brew, and don't go anywhere. We hear now for a word from our sponsors here on RCTV 19.
At First Franklin Financial. That's not just a slogan, it's the way we do business. Since 1941, we've been helping our friends and neighbors in the Southeast with their financial needs. We offer personal loans, bill consolidation loans, and starter loans. So stop by our office today. We're conveniently located at 1703 City Avenue North, or you can give us a call at 512-5808. Apply online at www.onefc.com. All loans are subject to our liberal credit policy and limitations, if any. First Franklin Financial.
Henderson Pest Control wishes good luck to all our Tippah County teams and athletes this football season. ADF Automotives wishes good luck to Charlie and the Ripley Tigers.
Accidents are catastrophic, what we consider a catastrophic accident. On a catastrophic injury, you're not going to be able to go back to work in a week. You're going to be out of work. You're going to be going to doctor's appointments. You're going to be trying to get back to normal. That's where we come into play. At Mama Justice, you don't just get a law firm, you get a family. We're going to make sure that we represent you and that you get exactly what the law says that you can get.
Ripley House of Flowers says good luck to Tippah County teams this football season.
We welcome you back here on RCTV 19 as Ripley Tigers will flip sides of the field, and we move now to 3rd down and 10. After the untimed down to end the first quarter, Ripley trails by 7. The Booneville passing offense has been close to stellar in the opening going, and Gillum steps back on this 3rd down. Now looks to scramble, breaks through a couple of defenders. Now takes a huge hit in the middle of the field. Who else but Charles Christmas to lay the wood and bring up 4th and long.
That wasn't much of a very Merry Christmas right there for for Gillen. He had his bell ring there.
No doubt about it. Gillen, and a great job by Christmas to stay in the middle of the field and not let Gillen break the contain. And a great job by the Ripley edges. They didn't let Gillen get to the outside and possibly turns a broken play into a big gain. And overall, just a great job by the front four to get pressure and not allow them to break contain. So Ripley will look to receive the punt for the second time tonight. The first time it was muffed by Martin. He's still back there to return it, as Booneville will look to punt it away very, very early in the second quarter. Here it is away, a high end-over-end kick. That one kind of a knuckleball, and Ripley won't try to field that one as it rolls, gets a nice Booneville roll to the 22-yard line, and that's where Ripley will set up shop with 11.5 waiting in the second quarter. We hear another word from our sponsors here on RCTV 19.
And for all your floral arrangement needs at 1014 City Avenue North in Ripley.
No matter how young you are, if you have loved ones, you need to think about how they would cope financially if anything happened to you. Trust me, there are benefits to getting life insurance when you're still young and healthy. Modern Woodman can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement.
This is Stephen Eaton in the Bellhaven.
RCTV 19 welcomes you back as Ripley starts their second offensive drive of the game. As handed off up the middle, rather third, I should say, rather than second. Handoff up the middle just goes for a couple of yards for Ripley. Carry was by Aquan McDonald, one of the many Tigers you'll see run the football tonight. When you run a run heavy offense like this, Gertie, you expect to see multiple guys taking the football.
Right, you do expect that, but right now it just seems like Booneville's dialed into that run game right now. So I'm sure we're going to see some play action attempts here in the latter parts of the game due to that run defense.
Wishbone again, hand off to the right side. A nice bit of running room for number 35 of the Tigers, as he is going to be brought down, or I say 35 rather, 25. That's Tyler Rucker on the carry. Big gain for Rucker, a senior, 5'8", 165, as he's going to get about 10 yards and a first down for the Tigers. And Ripley, like you said, Grady, it seemed like Booneville keyed in on the running game, but that's the first time tonight that Ripley's broke one pretty nice in the run game.
Right. Last time I handed a ball off in the wishbone or play action in the wishbone against Booneville in a Ripley uniform, I did not walk off that field by myself. I did break both bones in my forearm at that point.
That's reminiscing on good memories. First down and 10, handoff up the middle for the Tigers is going to get about 2 yards, maybe 3, but I think it's going to be more about 2. So second down and 8 coming up as Ripley will change out some offensive personnel, 5 or 6 guys subbing in and out, as Long receives the call from the sideline. And like I said, this is a game that has kind of moved very quickly because these are two teams, both Ripley running the football and Booneville, throwing some shorter routes and throwing the football, but also running it well with none. These are two teams that want to control time of possession.
Right.
Second down and 8. Shotgun set, Long, 2 receivers on both sides. Now moves Martin in motion. Handoff up the middle to Aiden Wilson, who gets to the outside, bumps off a man, and finally goes down at the 42-yard line. That's going to be a yard short of gain. Actually, now they're going to spot it about the 43, so let's see if they move the chains here. Yes, they are going to move the chains. First down, Ripley. Again, another one of those cases where it looked like he was a yard short, but they go ahead and move it the extra yard and move it to the first down. That's the thing we've seen a couple times tonight, a little bit of confusion over the spot.
It's sort of like the strike zone in baseball. As long as you give it both ways, it doesn't matter.
That's a way to look at it, I guess, to see. First down and 10 again for the Ripley Tigers. Second first down of the drive from the 43. Long steps back to pass. Looks right. Now we'll step back in the middle field to flag. So this play probably won't stand. And a toss.
A lot of dirty laundry on the field.
To Martin is going to be incomplete on the right sideline. And like Grady said, multiple flags. I'm assuming one's going to be holding based on where it was thrown. Let's see what the official ruling is. While we're, waiting on the ruling, Grady, you have to say we've been blessed with a perfect night of football. This
blessed
is
with it's a perfect night. The first day of fall, I think, was yesterday, and it feels like fall.
Yeah, it has no doubt been a perfect night for some Friday Night Lights, as that is going to be holding on both ends, both on Ripley and on Booneville. So it's going to be offsetting, and we will replay first down. So the Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like a pistol set with a man to the right Now moved in motion by Long. Handoff up the middle. Couple tackles.
Ooh.
Wilson took a huge hit in the middle of the field, and there the ball came out. Let's see, are they going to rule a change of possession? And indeed, it looks like Wilson took a hard shot high, and it looked like it might have knocked out the football, and the Ripley defense is going to be sent back out there after the third turnover of the night. And, you know, that was a hard hit up high on Wilson.
You know, tonight, Peyton, before the ball game, we were talking about Ripley's defense, and tonight it seems like Booneville's defense has come to play. They've forced 2 turnovers so far, and it's something that I did not expect to happen going into this ball game.
Well, to put it just plainly, this is the defense that gave up 60-plus points last week, and they heard a lot about it,
right.
Not just from the coaches, but also from people in the local media. You know, it was talked about a lot how New Albany put up that many. So I think it's the defense that came out with a vendetta tonight, as Nunn still breaking through tackles. My goodness, 5 or 6 tackles he broke through just to finally be brought down at about the 45-yard line. So a gain of about 5.
He worked hard for all 5 or 6 of them yards,
He
I promise
did.
you that.
You look back, you know, you see sometimes in the NFL they'll show the yardage ran for a certain amount.
Yeah.
He ran about 45 yards just to get 5. Ran all over the field.
He gives me a Nick Chubb type after watching the Browns the other night. He just doesn't want to go down, just a bowling ball going in the hole right there.
That's a high praise for a sophomore, but that's one that honestly, based on how he's ran tonight, has been earned. 2nd down and 5 for Booneville. Gillen takes a snap, looks back to pass, now throws deep, corner route, looks to find his man just out of the reach of number 4, Joseph Cormier. And that was, again, a corner route that opened wide up against the man coverage, but Gillen just a bit too far out of reach. You get a lot of, in that case, obviously, when you're throwing a deep route, you want to put it where only your guy can get it, and that's exactly where it was, just a little bit too far out of the reach.
Exactly. That's a great view there, Peyton, what you were just saying, because, I mean, I was going to say the exact same thing. You just want to put it where your guy can catch it, and he did right there.
It's a bad thing when you're taking the color away from your color commentator. I need to just focus on the play-by-play. 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Blue Devils.
You do you, Peyton. I ain't going to take that away from you.
Gillen steps back, now looks to pass over the middle, finds his man Kelly for a 1st down. That connection has been great tonight, as Kelly just got the inside move on Martin. You know, quick 3-yard slant and up into the middle of the field.
Patrick Mahomes there, a little sidearm action right there, and he got it right to his guy.
So a fresh set of downs for the Blue Devils at the 40, or rather the 36 of the Ripley Tigers. So Booneville again in Ripley field position.
Little gunslinger there. Quick draw, get it to his guy.
We're at 6:45 remaining in the first half of play. Booneville still leading 7-0 here at home over the Tigers. This game has been about as good as we expected to be in the early going. Throw out to his receiver, number 22, and he will get about 2 yards before he's dragged out of bounds.
And some more laundry on the field.
That's Tap Frazier.
Looks like we're going to have a face mask here.
And if so, that is not going to be good for Ripley. It'll be an extra 15 yards because we're outside the 30. It's 15-yard penalty. Won't be half the distance. So let's see what the call is. And it does, in fact, look like it's a face mask against the Tigers. Grady, good call there. Is it's going to move the ball up. And actually, it looks like, are we going to have, we've talked before about the incidental face mask. And I believe that's exactly what it was, Grady. The old 5-yard version of the face mask penalty that only still is at the high school level. We're used to it being a 15-yard penalty, but here is 5, and it's still 1st down and 5 for the Blue Devils. Gillen back to the shotgun set with Nunn to the left side of him. Puts a man in motion now. Handoff to number 1. That's Zion Young, who looks to get to the boundary on the left side, but that Ripley defense in pursuit. Cooper Davis, yet again, a name you're going to hear called out a lot tonight. Also, Aquan McDonald and Keegan Collier, C.J. Martin, multiple Tigers in. And that's the thing about this Tiger defense makes them so deadly. You're going to see all 11 guys sprinting to the football wherever it is. It don't matter if it's 60 yards down the field or 5 yards in front of them. This is, a defense. All 11 guys are sprinting until they hear the whistle.
I think with all the athleticism and strength of this Ripley Tiger defense, I wouldn't want to go east and west against this defense. I try more north and south with Nunn, which has worked so far for the Blue Devils.
2nd down and 5 after there was about no gain on the play prior with Young's sweep run to the left side. Gillen back a bootleg to the right side. Looks, throws deep, and has an open man. It's going to be intercepted. What a play by the DB, number 25, who Tyler Rucker. We've seen him running the football plenty of times tonight, but what a job. He takes away a sure touchdown pass from Gillen. A fantastic job by Rucker to jump the football.
Maybe they can change some momentum for the Tigers here.
Absolutely. All it takes is one play, and everything can change, and Ripley needs exactly that. As they come back out 7-0, Booneville leads. We're back here on RCTV 19.
Historic downtown Corinth. Call me at 287-0113.
Modern Woodmen of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
This broadcast of Tippah County Sports is brought to you by Tippah Connect, your home in Tippah County for high-speed internet. Give them a call at 662-587-9055 to get set up with their ultra-high-speed internet today.
From the 2-yard line is where it will be spotted for Ripley. First down and 10, and I think Long might have just took a little keeper, like a sneak up the middle.
Give them a little space to work with.
Exactly right, Grady. And like we said, that's a huge play, so you obviously don't want to risk flipping the momentum back on a safety. So Ripley, you obviously you need to score, it feels like, in this point in the game, even though you're only in the second quarter. But at the same time, you also got to make sure you take care of the football, because you can't risk giving Booneville the football back when you've already done it 3 times tonight, doing it in what would be fantastic field position for the Blue Devils.
Right, we're ticking a little bit under 5 minutes here. We're at 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. Let's see if Ripley can just build this drive, get down the field, and see if they can score a touchdown right here before the half.
2nd and 7 from the 5-yard line. Wishbone set, Long, and looks and hands off up the middle, and not much doing. Let's see where they spot the football.
Just stifling right now. That defensive line for Booneville.
Booneville ended up with the football, but it's going to be blown dead. So it looks like at about the 8-yard line. And Long, it took almost like an immediate hit. I couldn't tell if he got hit or if his center got pushed back and kind of fell back on Long as he was handing off the football.
I remember back in middle school, when you run that wishbone like that, sometimes you get caught up in the center's feet. They get back, you clank feet with each other, and sometimes you may not get the cleanest of exchanges, but as long as you get the ball to the back there, it'll get the job done.
That's exactly the case of what it was there. Not the cleanest exchange, but an exchange nonetheless. So Ripley will take that one and run. No pun intended. 3rd down and about 4 yards to go for Ripley. Long alone by himself, throws out. Taquan McDonald, can he get the first down yardage? I believe he can. What a great job by McDonald. He was hit about 2 yards from the stick, but he moved it up to fight through some tackles and get first down yardage. And they will, in fact, move the chain. So, again, a great job by McDonald to fight through some contact and to, again, like we talked about, this is a game with these two defenses, how they played so far. You need to go north and south, not east to west, and that's exactly what McDonald did.
There's too many athletes on the field to go east and west right now. You just got to get up and down the field, make plays.
We got a timeout on the field. We'll take it ourselves back here on RCTV 19.
Ripley Parts Company has been a proud supporter of Tippah County sports for 76 years. Good luck to our local teams and athletes.
The mayor and the board of aldermen of the city of Ripley say good luck to our local teams and athletes during this season. Rutherford's Auto Sales, Garage, and Wrecker Service in Faulkner, Mississippi says good luck to the Faulkner Eagles.
This is Public Service Commissioner Brandon Presley, and I'm glad to join you on TV 19 for coverage of our local sports. You know, coming from a small town, I started out as mayor of Nettleton in my first political job. I understand clearly how important bringing our communities together, sometimes just over a football game.
First down and 10 from about the 12, 13-yard line. Handoff
There's a hole
to
there.
his man, Jaden Brooks, and he's got a hole and more, and he's outside at the about 38-yard line. So a huge run by number 11, Jalen Brooks, 6'1", sophomore, who is able to fit through the hole. Great job by the front five of Ripley's offense, and now Ripley's got some room to work with just before the half.
There was a big enough hole there for a Mack truck to go through, and that Mack truck did go through there.
And that Mack truck's name was Jalen Brooks.
That's right.
First and 10 from about the 38-yard line. Ripley finally gets the break they need on offense. got it on defense just a few moments prior with the interception by Rucker to thwart what would have been a walk-in touchdown for Booneville. So back into the wing T set, Long under center, puts a man in motion. That's Martin now, fakes, looks, throws to his man, incomplete Turner. Great break up in the middle of the field by Jackenry Bell, who had the interception earlier.
And we're sitting at 3 minutes and 18 seconds left still in the first half before halftime.
So
another good pass by Long there. Just one of those that sort of gets tipped, sort of gets in between you there. And the receiver, sometimes when you get in there and you get in the middle right there, it gets sort of congested and hands get in there, but sometimes you got to make plays for your quarterback there as well.
Exactly right, Grady. Second down and 10 from the 38. Like you said, about 3:18 remaining in the first half. Still plenty of time for this Ripley offense. Handoff up the middle to Jamarion Williams, who just breaks through a couple of tackles. And Demarion with a great run to get about 4. And, you know, that's one where it only shows up about 4 yards on the stat sheet. But that was a big, hard run because he was hitting the backfield, but was able to get about 3 or 4 yards. Make it a lot more manageable third down.
Another Quinshawn Judkins type this week. We had a guy last week, number 23 from Bakersville, but this week we've got another Quinshawn breaking those arm tackles.
Long third down. He finds his man Martin again on the out route, and Martin gets past the 50-yard line. So Martin has been the go-to man for Long on those out routes. Third time tonight they've connected on an out route, maybe none bigger than that to extend this drive heading into the end of the first half. So, Grady, is there any Ole Miss receivers you'd like to compare C.J. Martin to?
We won't go there right now, but maybe in a minute.
Yeah.
Martin's made great catches tonight. Like I said, he's calm, collected, makes those plays, and he gets downfield.
It's an impossible challenge for Grady not to reference an Ole Miss football player throughout the course of a high school game. Long, 1st and 10 from the 48 of Booneville. Steps back, throws over the middle. Nice touch pass to Ja'Kai Holmes, who just couldn't get out of the reach of the defender. But he does have enough yards for a first down, and the Booneville defender who reached for him is down. I think he might have taken a hard hit on his ribs as he came to the ground to take the tackle, and looks like he might have had the breath knocked out of him as he comes back up to, sits up. Hopefully he will be all right while we are in the injury timeout. Let's hear a word from our sponsors and from Mr. Brandon Presley, and we'll bring you back on RCTV 19.
Make us better as a state and can help make our community stronger. I hope tonight that your favorite team will win. One of the reasons I've worked hard to bring high-speed internet service to our rural communities is so that you'll be able to sit at home and have coverage of your favorite hometown football team or baseball team straight from the comfort of your chair. One of the reasons that I fought hard for broadband service to get expanded also is to make sure that our rural children, some of whom are going to be playing on the field tonight, have access to world-class education, that our seniors have access to high-quality medical service through telehealth and telemedicine, and that we give our working families in Mississippi a chance to participate in the modern economy. We've got to move Mississippi forward, and we can only do that by bringing our communities together. And like I said, sometimes it's over a football game between rivalries, but when the game's over, we come together. And that's my vision for the state of Mississippi, that we work.
1st and 10 from about the 38-yard line. Long throws deep, just out of the reach of his intended receiver, Holmes. Holmes had him beat, as it was Joey Willington who made the tackle on the last play on Holmes and ended up walking off on his own power. It looked like to us he got the breath out of him. Hopefully Willington's all right, and it looks like he is back on the field. And we talked about it, Grady, during the break. That might have been a touchdown-saving tackle from Willington.
It was, like you said before that, there was one man to beat, and it seemed like he made the tackle before he got to that next level.
So we moved to 2nd down and 10 after it was just out of the reach of Ja'Kai Holmes on Long's pass. Ticking down close to the end of the first half. Long takes the snap, drops back to pass, has to get that one off, and just out of the reach of Holmes. There was a defender all in his face, and it looks like, Grady, you're exactly right. It looks like it's going to be a roughing penalty. It looks like maybe not even the hardest of contact with Long, but Trent Rocker, who is the man who applied the pressure, he went high, and you've got to be careful with the new rules of roughing the passers, not necessarily hitting them, late, but it's what's your intent. Are you going high? Are you going too low? They're protecting the passer. Whether you like the rule or not, that is the rule, and Rocker got hit with it there because, like I said, not a ton of contact long, but just a little bit high.
Right, and in football today, that's just something that they try to get across to players on all levels is we're not going to hit in the head anymore. We're not going to go high. We're going to play it safe because, football's a tough game. You wear the pads for a reason. There's ambulance in the field for a reason. You want to make sure that these guys are safe, and that's one way that we can make sure these guys are safe.
Exactly right. Couldn't have said it better myself. inside the 25-yard line, 2:05 remaining. It looks like we might have a false start. No, they're going to say offsides, encroachment against Booneville. So it'll blow it dead in an extra 5 yards. And I believe, Grady, now with that penalty, Ripley's going to be in the red zone.
And that's with 2 minutes to go in the half as well.
I was about to say, what's our clock check? Grady can see the scoreboard. I can't. I'm on the far side of the booth. So Grady relaying in those clocks. So just right at 2 minutes remaining in the first half of this one. Still 7-0. Booneville leading Ripley. What a ball game has been so far. If you're just tuning in with us, Peyton Taylor alongside Grady Gardner. What a game it's been. Ripley driving for their first score of the game. We tie it up with a score and an extra point. Fake the handoff. Long steps back left side. He's got a lane to run. He's to the 15, to the 10, and he will be dragged out of line and a horse collar as well. And Long's in a signal first down on the sideline, and he will have it in a few extra yards as well as the horse collar is going to come in.
We got a horse collar and we've got another flag on the other side of the field over there as well.
And that looks like it's about in the vicinity of the line of scrimmage. So great. It could be a holding call. It could offset. And that would be a huge blow to Ripley because of what a great rush it was by Long. He was supposed to roll right side, and there was nothing there, so he comes back left across the field and would have had Ripley in a goal-to-go situation, but it looks like, yes, it is going to be offsetting penalties. So, again, that's the second time we've seen offsetting penalties tonight, and the second time that I believe went a little bit against the benefit of the Tigers. So, Ripley having some trouble here on the road with penalties and turnovers, as that will negate Long's about 13-yard scramble.
You say trouble, it's only 7-0 right before halftime. They're driving right now, so it just is a testament how good this Ripley Tiger football team is.
19-yard line. Wishbone set. It's going to be 1st and 5. Fakes the handoff. Long's got Demarion Williams, and he could not handle it. I don't even want to say that one was high, Grady. Obviously, Williams had to reach up for it, but he had to turn his body around.
Yeah.
It looks like he was expecting to catch it in stride, and just, another missed opportunity for the Tigers there. As Williams, he might not have scored, but was definitely going to have the first down.
I think Williams didn't realize how open he was as well. I think he might have thought there was a guy coming. He might have heard some footsteps there, and that might have changed his trajectory of catching the ball. But it's one that you want to come down with for your quarterback there.
No doubt about it. 2nd down and 5 from the 19-yard line. I want to remind you, at halftime, we should have, I believe, both bands performing. We'll have those coverages here live as well, so make sure you stick around for the halftime performances. Long, fakes, throws, touchdown. He's got his man wide open, and it's caught. Touchdown! Jalen Brooks brings it in from Ty Long, and ladies and gentlemen, with a point after, we are tied up in Booneville.
We were talking about the Booneville quarterback a minute ago. He dropped it right in the bucket. Great throw there from Long.
Long put on a dime for Brooks in the back of the end zone. A great job by Brooks. He got one in. I think he might have got 2 feet down in the back of the end zone. So Lopez will kick the extra point, and it is up. And ladies and gentlemen, we are tied at 7. There is a flag. Let's see what the official call is and if this will make us try it again.
That's not good only on Saturdays, but it's good on Sundays. You get 2 feet in.
1:43 remaining in the second quarter. Let's see. Personal foul against Ripley, and it will be enforced on the kickoff. So Ripley will have a short field to kick off to and a tie ball game when we come back on RC TV 19.
We play
That's a great
hard,
job.
but at the end of the day, we bring people together just like our local sports do, and I appreciate you allowing me to join you tonight on TV 19. Here's the best to your favorite team that'll be playing on the field tonight.
CB&S Bank wishes good luck to Walnut, Faulkner, and Ripley football teams this season. Come see them at 13331 Mississippi 15 in Ripley or at 28171 Mississippi 15 in Walnut. Farrow Ward Ford has been your local source for cars, trucks, and SUVs since 1952. They wish good luck to all our Tippah County teams in the 2022 football season. Stop by and see them in Ripley or call at 662-837-3001. Fiesta Grill sends their best wishes for a great football season for all Tippah County athletes. Check out their buffet and specials every week at 1709 City Avenue North in Ripley.
Welcome you back on RCTV 19 as they will kick from the 45 of Booneville. after the 15-yard penalty, so maybe you try an onside. But no, there Lopez is just going to get that one out of the back of the end zone. So Grady, after it looked like it was about to be 14-0 Booneville, Rucker gets an interception, flips the momentum, and it looks like the reports of Ripley's demise here in Booneville were greatly exaggerated. We got a tie ball game with a minute and a half remaining.
They got the ball under 5 minutes to go in the first half, and they drove it right down their throats. I think they went 99 yards, 98 yards there for the touchdown. So, I mean, that's a great drive. That's something you want to see as a Ripley Tiger fan there before the half.
Well, and exactly right. I think that's what you said before the half. You know, assuming that Booneville, if they were to go down and score, it changes. But if they don't, this is when you go in the locker room, Ripley and that coach staff's going to be like, you know, you look back at that drive, great, awesome. That's what we need. And if you're Booneville, you're like, oh, man, we just gave up. Our defense has been playing great, and we gave up a 98-yard drive. So this is a big possession for the Booneville offense to try to get some of that momentum back. Nunn up the middle of the field, now cuts it back to the left side, and he'll be brought down by Cooper Davis and Aquan McDonald after a gain of about 2. So, Ripley, Grady, I'll have you on clock check as they run the 2-minute offense.
Yes, the time is a minute and 30 and going right now, about a minute 20 now. So
Gillen steps up. Now will throw it. That was a backwards pass, so that was a lateral. That would go as rushing yards for Nunn, but there was a flag, so and I believe it's holding, as it looks like it was right around the pocket. So let's see what the ruling is. They are looking at the Ripley sideline to indicate holding. So now, Grady, you wonder, I believe Ripley has all 3 timeouts. So you're Booneville, now you're in an interesting position. You're backed up deep in your own field. You've just got a holding penalty that's going to knock you back 10 extra yards. You can't just run it out because Ripley can call timeouts. And if you throw the ball, you risk turning it over and giving Ripley a chance to take the lead after you were leading by 7 here at home just a few minutes before the half. You risk Ripley taking the lead into the halftime break. That would be, I don't want to say disastrous for Booneville, but not good at all.
Booneville's on their heels here. And see if they can get out of their end zone here, get out of their own end zone, see if they can make a play.
Lined up at the 10-yard line after the holding call. 2nd down and long. Gillen will take the snap. Fakes the handoff, and now we'll throw it up the middle, and that one was nearly intercepted by Michael Turner. That was a dangerous pass.
Was he looking for Kelly there again?
It did look like he was looking for Kelly, as the breakup was made, I said, by Turner, but rather that was C.J. Martin. He's been lined up against Kelly all night. Those two have been battling back and forth. So, again, Ripley's got all 3 timeouts, so 3rd and very long. Ripley's going to have a chance to take the lead here late, unless Booneville is able to find a huge play for a first down.
This past week, Peyton, I'm not sure, I've heard this from word of mouth, but Kelly had over 20 catches, not 20 yards, but 20 catches last week in the game against New Albany.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It's good for a season.
3rd and long. Gillen steps out of the pocket. Now, is he going to try to throw it away? He does. Finds intercepted by Turner off the tip. Turner to the left side of the field. He's still going 15-10 down to the 5. And Ripley is going to have the football inside the 10-yard line of Booneville.
You caught it a minute ago, Peyton. When you get in a situation like that, you don't want to make a mistake before the half, and that's just what Booneville did.
He had his man and just threw it out of his hands. And again, like we said earlier tonight, it was Ripley who was suffering from it seeming like that ball took forever to get to the ground. And that time it was Booneville, as Ripley, with a huge interception by Michael Turner, now has it inside the goal-to-go situation. Grady, give me a clock check. What do we got?
We've got about a minute to go, 55 seconds to go in the half.
55 seconds to go. I believe Ripley has all 3 timeouts, so plenty of time, especially in the goal-to-go situation. You don't even have to think about hurrying it up here. Long, hands off. McDonald's got a hole, cuts it back inside. Touchdown, Tigers. They lead. For the first time tonight, it's Aquan McDonald who runs it in, and just like that, in the span of 5 plays, we go from a 7-point Booneville lead to a 7-point Ripley lead.
Old school smash mouth football right there. They get in their wishbone, they run it down your throat, and they get it in the end zone.
No doubt about it, as Lopez comes on to kick the extra point. And like we said, that could have been a bad situation for Booneville. I think that goes from now bad to, like I said earlier, disastrous. At 14-7, Ripley has the lead here on the road with just under a minute to go in the first half. We bring you back right here on RCTV 19.
Since their beginnings in 1935, Ripley Insurance Agency has become a leader in providing quality protection for thousands of individuals and families throughout our region. Their basic belief in providing only the best in coverage and personal service is just one of the many reasons why today, more than ever, people are moving up to the difference of quality insurance protection Ripley Insurance Agency can uniquely provide. At Ripley Insurance, they can assist you with all types of insurance quotes. We take the time to analyze each customer's needs and develop a plan to fit your own specific situation. Give them a call today at 662-837-8874 to discuss your options for your current insurance needs. Eaton Babin Smith are proud supporters of Tippah County sports. Eaton Babin Smith CPAs and advisors have offices in Ripley, New Albany, and Tupelo. Eaton Babin Smith specializes in small business financial services from bookkeeping and QuickBooks assistance to payroll services and tax filings. They have solutions.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you tuned out just for about 5 minutes, that's not a typo. Ripley has taken the lead in just under a minute of game time and about 5 minutes of real time. Booneville will take the squib kick into the middle field, now left, and he's got a lane to run down the sideline. He's going to get to about the 41-yard line. So with this high-flying Booneville offense throwing the football, they've got plenty of time to get down and get some points.
Got about 40 seconds left to go in the half, so see what they can do before the final buzzer sounds in this half.
Aquan McDonald was the man who punched it in. Both teams with all 3 timeouts after the tip ball interception by Michael Turner.
For Booneville there, you go from a bad dream to your worst nightmare. You throw that pick right there in your own end zone, and they end up scoring a touchdown right there. It hurts going into the locker room right there after finishing the half in that way. Maybe they can get something back here to sort of put a Band-Aid on that.
Gillen will hand it off to Nunn. Nunn will cut it up the middle of the field, and he got about 7. Let's see what Booneville decides to do. Are they going to call a timeout? Are they going to hurry it up? Looks like they're not in much of a hurry, so maybe they're content with just running a couple more plays and trying a deep ball to the end zone. Let's see. Booneville doesn't elect to use the timeout. Back in the shotgun set, Gillen will hand off to Nunn, and Nunn dropped the football off a hit, and now will finally go down. And after nearly losing the football there, I would be shocked if Booneville just don't decide to go to the half here.
Yeah, they're going to go to the half. We're at 4 seconds, and I feel like they're just going to let it run out here.
And indeed they will. The first half concludes, and ladies and gentlemen, in what looked like Booneville was going to be heading to the half with high spirits, leading by 7, it is Ripley who flips it around in the last 2 minutes of game time, leads 14-7, and the Tigers have all the momentum heading into the second half as Booneville will get the football to kick off. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors here on RCTV 19. We'll come back with performances from both bands of Booneville and Ripley, and then we will have some thoughts at halftime and keys to the second half right here on RCTV 19.
Every small business need. They have vast experience in the preparation of financial statements and in the preparation of all types of tax returns for individuals, small business, nonprofits, estates, and trusts. They also can provide business valuation services. Call them at one of their 3 offices and let them help you with your accounting and tax needs.
Great athletes, great teams, great schools. Good luck from Norris Howell, 107 Dumas Road.
Angel Davis and the staff at Silly Sisters wishes Tippah County football teams a winning season. Go check them out for all your gift and monogramming needs at 1326 City Avenue North in Ripley.
We have everything you need. Food Giant, City Avenue North, Ripley.
Shop Easy Supermarket in Walnut wishes good luck to the Walnut Wildcats, the Collegiate Warriors, the Faulkner Eagles, and the Ripley Tigers this football season.
Both Eagles and Tigers run with the big dogs. Good luck from Big M Diesel Express. Wishing the best to all our students and athletes. Here at Tippah County Hospital, we are more than just a healthcare facility. Your symbol of excellence is here. Tippah County Hospital, Ripley.
Mi Pueblo in Ripley wishes good luck to all of our local teams and athletes this football season. Go see them at 925 City Avenue South in Ripley and check out their new outdoor patio.
Come visit Lois and Kevin at McNeil Agency, 2009 Highway 15 North, Ripley.
First American offers online and mobile banking features to make your banking experience easy and safe. Activate or deactivate your debit card as needed. Attach images to transactions. Set up text alerts to guard against unauthorized spending or to monitor your account balance. Use the P2P feature to safely send money to a friend. We even offer mobile wallet, so you can stay on top of your finances from anywhere. These options and more are available with online or mobile banking. At First American National Bank, you'll get that hometown feel with a high-tech touch.
Mahindra's the official tractor of Tough, right, Chase?
Yep, that's right, Tony.
This baby's got 4,000 pounds of front-end lift capacity, right?
It sure does.
So who's tougher, kid? Me or you?
You are, Tony. Can you put me down now?
What? You want to go higher? Okay.
I said down, you old goat.
I am the goat.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
Come on, Tony, put me down.
Good luck to our teams from Rebel Services LLC, specializing in aviation services. 512.
just at the end. On days when it's cold, it takes me, about through the second or third inning before I start getting loose. When it starts getting hot, I'll usually come out about as fast. Oh yeah, some days it's great. Oh yeah. Played Willie and Carey last year. They had the radar on the scoreboard. We started the game, it was like 88, 87, something like that. I threw 14 or 15, I threw one, I went up to 79. Yeah, it was back here, and it was just shooting up from the leg. Basically, just got tired quick. It was second or third inning. I feel like I was in like the 7th or 8th. I think so. We lost several guys from last year. But I don't know. We had. That's right. Yes, sir. Middle school. What's up, bro? What's up? How are you? I'm coming over here and brag on my dog. I just didn't get my email.
Rebel Services, LLC, 5901 Highway 4 West, Ripley.
Ward Engineering, providing engineering and surveying services throughout North Mississippi, proudly supports all Tippah County sports and athletes. Good luck this season from Ward Engineering.
Good luck and do your best. Diesel 311 City Avenue South. Our customers come first at First Franklin Financial. That's not just a slogan, it's the way we do business. Since 1941, we've been helping our friends and neighbors in the Southeast with their financial needs. We offer personal loans, bill consolidation loans, and starter loans. So stop by our office today. We're conveniently located at 1703 City Avenue North, or you can give us a call at 512-5808. Apply online at www.1f. All loans are subject to our liberal credit policy and limitations, if any. First Franklin Financial.
Henderson Pest Control wishes good luck to all our Tippah County teams and athletes this football season. ADF Automotives wishes good luck to Charlie and the Ripley Tigers.
Accidents are catastrophic, what we consider a catastrophic accident. On a catastrophic injury, you're not going to be able to go back to work in a week. You're going to be out of work. You're going to be going to doctor's appointments. You're going to be trying to get back to normal. That's where we come into play. At Mama Justice, you don't just get a law firm, you get a family. We're going to make sure that we represent you and that you get exactly what the law says that you can get.
Ripley House of Flowers says good luck to Tippah County teams this football season. Go see them for all your floral arrangement needs at 1014 City Avenue North in Ripley.
No matter how young you are, if you have loved ones, you need to think about how they would cope financially if anything happened to you. Trust me, there are benefits to getting life insurance when you're still young and healthy. Modern Woodman can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement.
This is Stephen Eaton in the Bellhaven Historic Downtown Corinth. Call me at 287-0113.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
This broadcast of Tippah County Sports is brought to you by Tippah Connect, your home in Tippah County for high-speed internet. Give them a call at 662-587-9055 to get set up with their ultra-high-speed internet today. Ripley Parts Company has been a proud supporter of Tippah County sports for 76 years. Good luck to our local teams and athletes.
The mayor and the board of aldermen of the city of Ripley say good luck to our local teams and athletes during this season. Rutherford's Auto Sales, Garage, and Wrecker Service in Faulkner, Mississippi says good luck to the Faulkner Eagles.
What a first half we had here in Booneville. It looked like it was going to be Ripley leading, or rather Booneville leading this one at the half, but rather a 98-yard drive is what gives Ripley a tie ball game, and then a pick and a quick Aquan McDonald run brings us to the 14-7 halftime lead that Ripley has. Peyton Taylor back alongside Grady Gardner. And Grady, let me ask you, we talked about how I think you said it well, better than I could have said it right for the half, that it was a bad dream turned into the worst nightmare for Booneville. Explain a little bit about how big of a momentum flip that really was.
Well, like you said, Peyton, if you turn the game off with 5 minutes to go in the first half, you would think that Booneville was sort of cruising there, And when you go and you allow a team to drive it down your throat with about 4.5 minutes to go, a 98-yard drive, just running it down the throat in all honesty, and just sticking it in the end zone, and then you receive it down your own side of the field, and then you throw that pick, and they bring it back, and then they score a touchdown right before the half. Booneville, excuse me, right before the half there, that's something you didn't really want to see there. And another thing that happened there was that hit Booneville's receiver twice in his hands, both hands really. Tips it up to the Ripley defensive back, and he takes it back to the 5 and sticks it in the end zone. That's the best way just to describe it, Peyton. A bad dream and the worst nightmare right there.
So let me ask you, as we move and both teams get ready, our 3-minute warm-up timer ticks down. Out of Booneville, we'll start with them. What do you, if they're going to win the football game, what do you think they need to do in the second half?
Well, their passing game was really rolling early on in the game. Is it Nillen? Is that right? Gillen to Kelly. That connection was working early on, and that was something that they could rely on. But as the game went along, Ripley sort of caught on to that as well. And we can see if that connection gets rekindled in this half, and maybe they can get Nunn going as well, the young sophomore running back, the young sophomore athlete really, because he leads the team in receptions as well as rushing yards. So maybe they can rekindle that as well. For Ripley, just continue what they were doing the last 5 minutes of the half. I mean, offensively, defensively, they were just playing smash mouth football. Getting in there on defense, getting the ball and turnovers, and then finally getting the wishbone and just running in the end zone.
This possession for Booneville upcoming is huge. I feel like for Booneville, obviously it's not the game. I'm not going to say that, but the momentum has severely flipped in favor of the Tigers.
Right.
So if you're Booneville, you need, at the very least, if you don't score, you need a good drive, one that where you get a few first downs, get the chains rolling, kind of try to get that momentum back centered, because the worst thing you do here is have a 3-and-out or even worse, a turnover, God forbid.
They need to come out with that same fire that came out early in the first half. The crowd was behind them. They came out and they came to play. They came to play hard, and I respected that from them. Let's see if Ripley carries over what had accumulated towards the end of the first half here. So my dad always said it in high school basketball. He's a high school coach in Edelton High School. He always tells us at halftime the first 4 minutes of the second half. Who wins those first 4 minutes, that's usually who takes it home at the end of the game.
Well, Booneville is going to have a chance to win those first 4 minutes as they will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. It's Lopez to kick it away as we focus back full in on game action. Second half away here from Booneville, Mississippi, as it is received at about the 5-yard line by the Blue Devils. Brought up into the middle of the field. Oh, there's a big hole. He's got the kicker to beat. 45-40, 35-30. Finally going to be brought down at about the 18-yard line. And Mr. Gardner, there are no flags.
That was a heck of a run there. You could see it happen as he caught the ball. There was a huge hole there, and the kicker did a great job there of just sort of corralling him and make sure he didn't get in the end zone there.
So, like we said, Booneville needed something to flip that momentum back, and that's exactly it. Now you make sure you don't turn the ball over. Even if you were to go 3-and-out here and take 3, you flip that momentum back effectively.
Right.
So a huge play by the return man. To be honest, like we talked about those digital camo numbers, I couldn't get the return man's number. I could not figure out who it was. Honestly, I think it might have been Zion Nunn or Zion Young, one of the two. But regardless, it is 1st and 10 from about the 18-yard line of Ripley. Gillen steps back, throws, out route, caught by Kelly, and Kelly's going to be brought down. A fantastic tackle by Ja'Kai Holmes in space.
I'm trying to see here how old Kelly's a senior, okay, so that connection won't live on past this year, but this year that has been a sure enough connection for the Booneville Blue Devils for sure.
Gillen, you're no doubt right, Grady, is every time Gillen takes the snap, his first read is to look to Kelly, and if something's not there, then he's looking at somewhere else. But every time it's Kelly that's his first read, no matter the route, no matter the play. So we move to second down and about 7. Nunn in the shotgun yet again with Gillen. Tight end in the set. Now hand off to Nunn, and he'll break through a couple tackles, splits into the middle of the field, and he is down to the 5-yard line, and we're going to move the chains. It'll be goal to go for Booneville just a minute into the second half of play.
None listed at 5'11", 202 pounds. We were talking about earlier. 202 pounds may be a little light for that big guy.
And a little tempo. First time tonight, we're going to see Booneville go tempo. They're going to quickly get up to the line. And here comes Gillen. Bat snap. Now he'll throw it back to Kelly into the end zone. And a touchdown, Blue Devils. Took a little bit longer to signal than I thought.
Know, and there was no reaction from the crowd. There was no reaction from anybody.
It made me thought that Kelly might have dropped the football.
Yeah. Your monitor here sort of blocking on my view, so I couldn't really see if he had dropped it or not. But he did reel it in, and again, Gillen to Kelly there.
So it is a touchdown for the Blue Devils as they come into the swinging gate for the PAT. They'll line up for the normal one. And with a successful kick here, we're going to have a tie ball game just a little under 2 minutes into the second half. Grady, the absolute response that Booneville needed.
You know, Peyton, we were talking about during a timeout earlier in the game. In games like this, special teams is really key to the outcomes of these kind of games, because earlier we had the muff punt by Ripley, and then there you had that strong kickoff return by the Blue Devils. Special teams, man, it plays big dividends in the long run.
You're exactly right. We're at 14-all and just into the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this one. Back on RCTV 19.
This is Public Service Commissioner Brandon Presley, and I'm glad to join you on TV 19 for coverage of our local sports. You know, coming from a small town, I started out as mayor of Nettleton in my first political job. I understand clearly how important bringing our communities together, sometimes just over a football game, can help make us better as a state and can help make our communities stronger. I hope tonight that your favorite team will win. One of the reasons I've worked hard to bring high-speed internet service to our rural communities is so that you'll be able to sit at home and have coverage of your favorite hometown football team or baseball team straight from the comfort of your chair. One of the reasons that I fought hard for broadband service to get expanded also is to make sure that our rural children, some of whom are going to be playing on the field tonight, have access to world-class education, that our seniors have access to high.
We're back here on RCTV 19 as the kick is away and it is received. I believe that might be C.J. Martin on it. He's to the 30, now to the 35, but pushed back now. Let's see where they're going to mark him. It looks like at the 30 is where he's going to get marked.
30.
We had to cut the announcement. We've already heard a couple of times tonight from Brandon Presley Short. Thankful for Mr. Presley helping us to announce the news that New Albany Light, Gas, and Water. That is me. I'm very excited about the news, getting fiber internet, much needed for where I am. I can't do anything out at my house, so excited to be able to share that announcement. If you haven't heard the full announcement, you will have a chance as we continue to hear words from all of our sponsors. Again, I want to thank all of our RCTV 19 sponsors who allow us to cover Ripley, Booneville, and so many other football teams in the area, as it is 14-all. Ripley, Booneville, what a game we got brewing here, Grady, in the third quarter. Man in motion, long, hands off to Aiden Wilson, and there maybe was a yard or two, but nothing more, as that Booneville defense on the first defensive play for the Blue Devils had that same push it looked like they had in the first quarter.
The left side of the Ripley Tiger offensive line, right side of the Booneville Blue Devil defensive line, seems like they're just stacking it up tonight. There's just it seems like there's no room to run on that side tonight.
Second down and about 8 for the Tigers. They're going to look to respond after the huge kick return by Booneville, which was then converted into Gillen's second touchdown pass of the night. I believe it was Kelly on both touchdown receptions as well. 2nd and 8. Man in motion. Now steps back, throws a slant route to Turner. Turner has got the first down if they give him the spot where he reached out, and they will. That's going to be a first down for the Tigers. And earlier, trying to connect on that slant to Turner, it was knocked away by the defender. This time they do connect. So it's going to move the chains for the Tigers, and Ripley has a much-needed first down. Long will get the call and go back to the huddle.
I love the charisma and the willingness that Long carries himself with. He's devoted to winning this ball game. You can just see it in his body language.
You're exactly right, and that's exactly what you need when you're hoping to continue for a state championship like Ripley is in 4A. You need a leader under center, and Long has been that in his third year starting. Toss to the right side to Martin. He's got a lane, maybe enough yards for the first down, but it looks like he will be pushed out short and late. So an extra 15 yards is going to be added on, as it was going to be unnecessary roughness, and now Long is going to get his guy on the sideline, and it looks like there might be a little bit of extracurricular activity on sideline. Hopefully that breaks up quite quickly.
You never like it when you run over to the opposing sidelines and you get a hit late and you're in the middle of the scrum and you're the only guy over there with the yellow hat on. You get a little nervous in that kind of situation.
You're exactly right. But, Grady, like we just talked about Long being, a leader with charisma. And he sees the chippiness going on, on the sideline as a man got knocked down, and Long, didn't go over to instigate or anything, just to get his guy out, say, let's keep ourselves under control. And it looks like actually on that late hit, we might have an injured player as the Booneville sideline is kneeling down. While that's happening, let's hear a word from sponsors. We'll come back here on RCTV 19.
Telehealth and telemedicine, and that we give our working families in Mississippi a chance to participate in the modern economy. We've got to move Mississippi forward, and we can only do that by bringing our communities together. And like I said, sometimes it's over a football game between rivalries, but when the game's over, we come together. And that's my vision for the state of Mississippi, that we work hard, we play hard, but at the end of the day, we bring people together just like our local sports do. And I appreciate you allowing me to join you tonight on TV 19. Here's the best to your favorite team that'll be playing on the field tonight.
CB&S Bank wishes good luck to Walnut, Faulkner.
It was an unsportsmanlike, in fact, on Ripley, like we said, so 15 yards, and the injured player was Chad Martin, who was luckily able to walk under his own power, but missed him coming out of that Booneville sideline. That was originally who Long went to get, and he was a little late getting up, so hopefully Martin will be able to re-enter this game. Hopefully just, when you get on that sideline, he can rough you up a little bit, taking a hit out there, so hopefully Martin's able to get back in the football game. Long under center, inside Booneville territory. Toss out to the right side. It'll be caught by Jaden Brooks, and he will have a few extra yards, and he goes down at about the 30, so that's going to be a gain of about 6 or 7 for the Tigers.
Seems like there's some hitting going on now, Peyton. A lot of pads popping, a lot of guys going down hard right now.
This seems like one of those games that, as you didn't really have much of that going on in the first half. You had some hard hits, but it seems like all of a sudden the intensity has risen in this one, and this has gone from two teams that want to win to two teams that want to beat the other, rather than just wanting to get the win.
In high school sports, a lot more than others, you see a lot of emotion out of these kids.
Long falls down, flipping that one out. Taquan McDonald, he cuts it back inside, and he fumbles the football, and Booneville is on it. That is a huge play for the Booneville defense as they just tied up the football game, and McDonald got ripped from behind. That is the fourth Booneville turnover, or rather the fourth Ripley turnover tonight.
Sometimes that turnover bug bites you and you can't get it off of you, and on nights like tonight, he just wants to hang on.
Back here on RCTV 19.
Football teams this season. Come see them at 13331 Mississippi 15 in Ripley or at 28171 Mississippi 15 in Walnut. Farrow Ward Ford has been your local source for cars, trucks, and SUVs since 1952. They wish good luck to all our typical.
Back out is Gillen and Nunn to start this drive for Booneville after tying it up on their last possession. Nunn has it on a sweep on the outside. He will try to get behind Holmes, and he couldn't do so. Nice open field tackle. Holmes has had a couple of those tonight where he's made a big tackle in space that otherwise might have led to 6 or a huge play. And when you see an offense that likes to spread you out like this, Grady, it's important that you have those DBs on the outside that can make those open field tackles.
A lot of times you see those defensive backs sort of dive at feet. You don't really want to make any contact. But right now, Holmes, like you said, he's getting out there. He's making tackles in space that sometimes you don't see from defensive backs.
Second and about 6 after the 4-yard gain by Nunn. Gillen will hand off on a sweep play to Nunn that time, and the Ripley defense was ready for it. It's Coombs who is the big man on the stop as he will drive him back behind the initial line of scrimmage on first down. It's going to be about 3rd and 12.
They were ready for that one, weren't they, Peyton?
Ran essentially the same play, just different side. And like you said, that other side of the line, the right side of the Ripley defensive line, and also Coombs in pursuit from the left side was able to make a big play. So we will see what Booneville does here on 3rd and long. This is a Booneville offense that has converted a couple of long 3rd downs tonight already. A capable passing team with Gillen, the sophomore back there. Obviously, Kelly is the man to look to on 3rd here, matched up against Holmes. Gillen rolls out. Now a flag, and a huge hit going to be taken by Gillen. It's Keegan Collier who lays the wood, but a flag is going to be called. It's going to be, I'm assuming, a hold against Booneville, and you would expect Ripley to probably decline this one and send it to 4th down.
They had nowhere to go on that one, Peyton. He sort of just had to scramble out there, and there's a big hit, laid the boom on him there.
We talked about earlier your quarterback fighting for extra yardage. That's one where you might, you know, when he gets back to the sideline, you say, all right, you know, sometimes it's okay to slide down because as it will be, in fact, declined. So it'll be 4th and about 9, and it will force Booneville to punt the football away.
Those big guys, I know that all week long they don't get to hit those quarterbacks. They wear those different colored jerseys. They get in the ball game. They see the quarterback leave the backfield and head down the field. They're hunting his head. Then
it's a week full of energy, just get exhausted.
Right.
So it looks like Ripley is going to play it safe, punt safe defense. Don't even have a man back to receive the punt. And after the muff and a high punt, that one nearly got away from him. And that one's a little dribbler. And, oh, my goodness, what a dribble punt it was. That one's going to bounce all the way inside the 30-yard line. And based off what it initially looked like, that was a fantastic punt.
I was expecting it to hit one of the Blue Devils' backs on the punt unit there, just to hit one of them and die right there. But it somehow missed all those guys running down the field and somehow managed to be a really good punt for the Blue Devils.
That was Gillen to punt it away, and now Ripley has it on offense as the Tigers, we said it during the break, they were just halfback tossing them down the field before McDonald, fumbled the football. So you might look to see if Ripley just goes right back to that. Grady, would you, if you were coaching, would you go right back to it?
I would. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, of course, there was a fumble there, but you just talk to your guys, make sure you manage those, make sure you're handling the ball well, and just go back to that same running game.
Long will hand it off up the middle to Brooks. Brooks is going to break it 45-50 and into Booneville territory. He's brought down by Wheelington, but he is inside Blue Devil territory. Brooks breaks off a big one.
Big hole for the Big Mac truck, and the Big Mac truck drives right through.
That's the second or third time we've seen a huge hole open for Brooks on the left side, just on that little counter. They start looking right, and then he hands it back off left, and Brooks breaks through his seam, gets to the second level, and that is a monster gain to get essentially right back where they were before the fumble by McDonald. So, Grady, this feels like a Booneville defense that needs, they had the turnover before, but it feels like one that's starting to get a little bit gassed.
Little gas. You can see some hands on the hips. You can see some guys that are sort of gasping for air right now. So.
And that's what this wishbone offense wants to do. It wants to wear down a defense. Long with handoff to Brooks again. Brooks,
same play.
It's same exact play. Not as big of a hole, but still a positive gain of about 3rd or 4th.
They haven't blown the whistle yet. He's still up.
And he's still up, and he's still fighting, Grady. You're right, and he finally is going to get pulled down, and it's going to be a face mask. Wow. So just a nightmare for Booneville, as it looked like he had gained 5, was then knocked in the backfield, and then Grady, he's falling over. He's gassed, about to fall over, and you don't have to bring him down by the face mask, but you do.
Ripley High School, they do their squats, and I promise they do their power cleans. So those guys are tough, and they're ready to run the ball.
Hey, and just that's when the coaching staff at Booneville is going to be on him because, like I say, he is literally, Brooks, after breaking off that tackle and running the right side, he is literally, tripping over his own feet, about to fall because, he's ran 45, 50 yards trying to make something to nothing, and then you grab him by the face mask when he's about to fall down on his own accord. The Booneville crowd didn't like it, and Ripley's coaching staff, in fact, did, if that comes as a surprise to you. So inside the 25 of Booneville, Ripley has a first down, looking to retake the lead, 14-all. Grady, I'm going to go ahead and get you to give me a clock check.
Clock check right here. Okay,
yeah,
there's 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
5 minutes. And hand off to Rucker. Rucker on the right side is going to fight through some tackles. And, man, this Ripley team, I don't know if you saw that, Grady. That team is downfield blocking. You've got blockers all the way to the 5-yard line trying to open up a hole for Rucker.
That offensive line right now, I think Jamal Brooks is their offensive line coach for Ripley, and he played for my dad while he was at Ripley High School. And that guy right there is a hard-working guy. So I can see that through his offensive line right now, how hard they're blocking right now.
Second down and about 3 from the 15. Guys, I told you, Grady has all the hookups, all the Ripley. the Ripley bloodline runs deep. Second and about 3 from the 15-yard line. They're going to get back in the wishbone. Like you said, Grady, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Long looks, hands off to Brooks. Brooks will try to fight through contact, still does. And he is fighting, and down to about the 5-yard line. So it's going to be a 1st and goal for Ripley. And, Grady, it feels like really, I don't mean this with any disrespect. It feels almost hopeless for Booneville to stop this running game right now. Like I said, looks like a defense that just needs a long break on the sideline.
I think I can say this also. I don't think Brooks, he skips leg day. I don't think he skips any leg day.
Does he not? Can we confirm this?
I think I can confirm that.
Wow, that is big if true. 1st and goal now for Ripley from the 5-yard line. Again in the wishbone set. Long under center. Maybe look for a bootleg here. You got to jump instead. That whole
That's
defense.
a great play call there.
The hard count gets them. So we won't move it 5 because it's goal to go, but we will move it up 2.5. So Ripley just has a couple of yards ready to punch it in. What I was saying was, I want to watch for Long to possibly keep it on a bootleg. They haven't. I've seen them do that a couple of times earlier in the season. Haven't done it tonight. So maybe see when this Booneville defense is, about to push forward straight to the middle of the field. Long under center. And they will just hand it off to Rucker, and Rucker is going to be met in the backfield. I don't think he got there. He did not. It's to the 1-yard line.
The ball was moving a little bit in there. I bet a lot of Ripley people were gasping there, seeing the ball sort of fumble around in his hands. But
this is one thing your offensive coordinator, your head coach is telling you right here. You want to score, but also 2 hands on the football.
Right.
There's going to be 11 guys grasping, swatting, just praying they get a hand on the football. So you got to make sure you protect it.
We're coming up now on 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
So clock ticking down. Cooper Davis is going to check in. That's one to watch. Haven't seen him much in an offensive set tonight. Might expect him to possibly take a carry or even catch one out of the backfield. He's going to be lined up at the left side tight end position. Again in a wishbone. Long under center. Hands it off. Fullback dive. Demarion Williams into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. They take the lead back.
That was just a grown man drive there. We're going to get in the wishbone, and we're just going to drive it down your throat, and there was nothing they could do about it.
So a big touchdown by Ripley to retake the lead. It was Demarion Williams who is the man to bring it in, and Ripley leads now 20-14. And by 7 extra point pending off the leg Lopez. That one up, and it is true. 21-14. Ripley retakes the lead late in the third quarter. This one has been a back-and-forth affair. Don't miss the rest of the action on RCTV 19.
Teams in the 2022 football season. Stop by and see them in Ripley or call at 662-837-3001. Fiesta Grill sends their best wishes for a great football season for all Tippah County athletes. Check out their buffet and specials every week at 1709 City Avenue North in Ripley.
Since their beginnings in 1935, Ripley Insurance Agency has become a leader in providing quality protection for thousands of individuals and families throughout our region. Their basic belief in providing only the best in coverage and personal service is just one of the many reasons why today, more than ever, people are moving up to the difference of quality insurance protection Ripley Insurance Agency can uniquely provide. At Ripley Insurance, they can assist you with all types of insurance quotes. We take the time to analyze each customer's needs and develop a plan to fit your own specific situation. Give them a call today at 662-837-8874 to discuss your options for your current insurance needs. Eaton, Babb & Smith are proud supporters of Tippah County sports.
Ripley will kick it away. 21-14 they lead. About 2.5 remaining in the third quarter of play. That one by Lopez is kicked high, and that was a mistake. You could have let that one go out of bounds and you'd have got it at the 40-yard line, but instead it was received by number 7 of Booneville, and instead they will have it at about the 21-yard line. That was Peyton Harris who received it. And sometimes, you're so afraid of letting it drop in bounds that you're not really paying attention to your position on the field. You're like, all right, just got to receive it, catch it cleanly, and tough break for Booneville as it gives up about 20 yards in field position.
I want to give a shout-out right now to the understated guy of the night, Davis Thompson, number 10 for Booneville. Future brother-in-law, shout-out Davis.
You got to shout out the family connections.
That's right.
Man, that Ripley and Booneville bloodline runs deep.
Right.
1st and 10. Gillen puts a man in motion from left to right. Now swings him back to the left side. Handoff up the middle to none. And Keegan Collier just went right at him, said, all right, let's see who's bigger. And he was stood up in his tracks.
July, August, when you're doing those Oklahoma drills and you're getting tired and your head's throbbing, that's why you do that in those days, because you can do it in the games like this today.
Exactly right. The dreaded Oklahoma drill. I didn't run too many of those in junior high.
I did, and I did not like it. I was a quarterback, and I had to hit the center, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't play much football in high school.
That's tough. I just wasn't good enough to be in the Oklahoma drill most of the time.
I was 80 pounds soaking wet, but I was in them.
2nd down and about 9. And Gillen, play action, will roll, and now he's got really nothing doing and will finally throw it away. Kelly was in the intended man, wasn't too close to him, but I think it's going to be close enough to avoid grounding.
Gillen's now getting happy feet. I feel like he's getting out of the pocket, and there's a lot of yellow hats around him as well. But I feel like the pressure's finally getting to him.
That Ripley defense now on 3rd and long, and this is really what Ripley I feel like wanted to do coming in defensively. They wanted to be able to pin their ears back, get this team in obvious passing situations where none can affect the game running the football, so they can pin their ears back in coverage, and just rush the passer.
It's a big play right here, Peyton.
No doubt about it. 3rd and long, and Booneville might have got a half-second jump, but regardless, no flag. Gillen running around, got to do something to try to get a first, and there is nothing doing as he is going to be wrapped up, and now a late flag. Oh, goodness.
What do you think it's for, Peyton? Late hit?
In the direction it was thrown, it looks like they might have got Holmes for just pushing Gillum away, but it was, a light push. Let's see, because it was thrown right in the direction of the tackle, and it was after the play. The whistle was blown dead. So let's see. It is. Wow, a personal foul. They're a face mask against Gillum, and I got to be honest, Grady, I didn't see a face mask.
I didn't see one either.
I could have maybe seen you possibly getting Holmes or pushing him away a little bit, even though it was a light push after the play, trying to set the tone. But a face mask, I didn't see it there. But
you can hear the Tigers fans disgust with that.
Tiger
that
fans
call.
were not happy with it. Booneville fans are very happy because it extends the drive, and a new set of downs coming up for Booneville.
We said, Peyton, that was a big play for the Blue Devils, and it felt like Ripley was going to get off the field there, and you get a call like that extends their drive.
This feels like one of those moments where, because of a call that extends your drive, a team might have a big play in the next upcoming. So watch for Booneville maybe to try to push their luck a little bit. Here we go, play action. Gillum's got to roll right. Here comes the pressure quick. He is going to get brought down and incomplete. Gillum's a little slow to get up. He got brought down hard by Davis. Not a dirty tackle by any means, but just, got brought down hard on the sideline. The pressure got to him.
Is that Coombs, 51 there?
That is Coombs, yes.
Coombs is living in the backfield this drive.
Coombs is making his presence known. You're exactly right. As we head to 2nd down, want to remind you on any of the streams you're watching, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Tippah County Sports, Mississippi Sports, wherever you are watching, make sure to put in the comments your pick for player of the game. Really, I feel like this is the first time this season. I feel like it's kind of wide open at this point of who you might choose. So make sure you pick, whether for your player of the game. And I'm sure we'll have our picks in mind by the end of the game, but obviously it is decided by you, our viewers, by the end of it. 2nd down and 10. Handoff, none. Up the middle. Might have gotten a yard before he's brought down. And like you said, Grady, that Ripley front four is really just living in the backfield. They're getting massive push on the offensive line right now.
I think finally Booneville's offensive line sort of worn down. They don't look like they have that same push they had earlier in the game. And it looks like that Ripley's finally been leaning on them all game. It's finally worn them down some.
3rd and 9 coming up. Big down again for Booneville. And let me ask you, Grady, they pulled out the double reverse pass earlier. Didn't work out. Nearly completed, but wasn't. Do you maybe go into your bag of tricks with the pressure being so heavy right now?
I would think so. After the last 3rd down, you would think they would dial up something here they hadn't all game.
9, here comes pocket for Gillum. Has his man in the middle, and he's going to be brought down short. And Grady, that's what we talked about against a defense like Ripley. You can't go horizontal. He cuts it up and might be able to fight through a tackle and get the first down, but instead he tries to go lateral.
The speed is there. Defensive backs, wide receivers, it doesn't matter who you've got out there right now. Speed's there. East and west is not going to cut it tonight. North and south's the only way you can go. If you go east and west, you're not going anywhere tonight.
That's going to end off our 3rd quarter of play. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to go anywhere. We are watching what could end up being an instant classic as Ripley leads Booneville 21-14 heading into the 4th quarter, and the Tigers will receive a punt when we come back on RCTV 19.
Eaton Babin Smith CPAs and advisors have offices in Ripley, New Albany, and Tupelo. Eaton Babin Smith specializes in small business financial services from bookkeeping and QuickBooks assistance to payroll services and tax filings. They have solutions for almost every small business need. They have vast experience in the preparation of financial statements and in the preparation of all types of tax returns for individuals, small business, nonprofits, estates, and trusts. They also can provide business valuation services. Call them at one of their 3 offices and let them help you with your accounting and tax needs.
Great athletes, great teams, great schools. Good luck from Norris Howell, 107 Dumas Road.
Angel Davis and the staff at Silly Sisters wishes Tippah County football teams a winning season. Go check them out for all your gift and monogramming needs at 1326 City Avenue North in Ripley.
We have everything you need. Food Giant, City Avenue North, Ripley.
Shop Easy Supermarket in Walnut wishes good luck to the Walnut Wildcats, the Collegiate Warriors.
Punt is away, and again, safely played by Ripley. No man back to receive it, and that's going to get a fantastic roll all the way inside the 10-yard line. A great punt by Gillen, as Gillen serving, as you see a lot of times in high school, both the QB and the punting duties, and Ripley will take over inside their own 10-yard line. But Grady, despite the tough field position to start, with how this game has gone, it obviously wouldn't be over, but if Ripley can pull together another 90-plus yard scoring drive, it feels like it could be a nail on the coffin.
I was going to say that, Peyton. I feel like this is a make-it-or-break-it possession for the Booneville defense right here. Like you said, a 90-plus yard drive right here. I feel like that'd be a backbreaker for the Booneville Blue Devil defense. I feel like with a drive like that, it's going to eat up a lot of clock. It's also going to eat up a lot of emotion as well, I feel like.
Here we go. Let's start the drive at the 9-yard line. Long under center again in a wishbone formation. Play action. Look, he's got his man wide open down the field. Can he get it to him? Oh, he could not. That was number 23, Evan Goolsby, who had leaked out behind the entire defense. Penalty marker on the field, so the play wouldn't have stood anyway. But, man, Goolsby, he had nobody within 15 yards of him.
It's fun to see guys like Long, Goolsby, Coombs, all those guys. Look, those are the guys that I played with, and now you see those names again on the back of jerseys. It's not the same guys as it was then, but those guys can still play out there. Like you said, nobody was out there 10, 15 yards of Goolsby, and just a little behind him there, but they may go back to it here. You don't know.
Let's see what the flag is going to be for. I would assume it's going to be holding against the Tigers, and I would be right. It's going to go back to the 4-yard line. So now, after that flag, it's going to be first and about 15, and Ripley's got to be careful. All of a sudden, you've moved into safety territory.
I think they got the Blue Devils biting there, though. Like we talked about earlier, how we were going to get a bootleg or something like that earlier. You give him a little play action there, and he was open out there.
Credit the Booneville defense, though. They didn't allow Long to set his feet, because if he sets his feet, he's gone.
Right.
So first and about 14, handoff to the left side of the field, and the Booneville defense was waiting for the run there. Nothing doing. Maybe got a yard, if that.
Got their ears pinned back right now. The Booneville defense probably got a little bit of energy back, and maybe with that push there, they can maybe get off the field here on, is it a third and long or second down?
Right
after the
12.
Penalty.
So 2 yards gained for Ripley on the run. So we'll move to second down and 12. And you would expect them to probably run the football again, just because we've already seen a team do it once tonight in Booneville right before the half, throwing the interception that allowed Ripley to take the lead inside, deep in their own territory. Ripley obviously doesn't want to do that. You want to keep this drive moving, but at the very least you want to flip the field position. And a nice run up the middle of the field by the running back, Brooks. And we've got some extracurricular activity. Is there going to be a flag thrown? There's still some pulling and shoving. It looks like it's Booneville and Ripley getting their own guys back. So no flag thrown for that one. And that seemed like a situation where it kind of happened. Grady, this could be a deciding factor in this ball game. Which team keeps a more level head? Because tensions have slowly risen through the night, and now you're getting to the point where it looks like you're having some of that petty pushing and shoving.
And I think that speaks volumes for the leaders for both teams. You see coaches running out there getting their guys. You see players running out there and getting their guys. That speaks volumes to where these guys' heads are in a game like this. It's such high stakes and high energy as it is.
3rd and 5, Long under center will be taken down in the backfield. Huge play. And a helmet flew off, and the Booneville defense, I think it was Long who lost his helmet, and the Booneville defense for a second thought it was the football. It just went trying to scoop it up. So Booneville will get the 3 and out they need, and it will force Ripley to punt the football. So, Grady, let me ask you this. Are you playing it safe to make sure they don't pull a wool over your eyes with a fake, or are you sending 10 guys and hoping you get there?
It's a great question, Peyton. I'm not sure at this point. I think they would punt it away, though, since they're in their own end zone here.
But I'm talking about Booneville. Are you sending 10 guys to try to block it, or are you playing it safe?
100%. Got to be aggressive. Send all 10.
And it looks like they are loading it up. Nobody back to possibly play any coverage. Maybe you drop a man back or two now, and they will, in fact, play it safe. So that one a high kick.
Above the lights there.
In fact, and it got a nice Ripley roll. So that looked like it was going to end up being Booneville football in Ripley territory, but a nice roll will put it just outside of midfield. No doubt about it, a great punt by Ripley there. We go to another commercial here from some of our sponsors. Come back for a big Booneville possession in the fourth quarter on RCTV 19.
Faulkner Eagles and the Ripley Tigers this football season.
Both Eagles and Tigers run with the big dogs. Good luck from Big M Diesel Express. Wishing the best to all our students and athletes. Here at Tippah County Hospital, we are more than just a healthcare facility. Your symbol of excellence is here. Tippah County Hospital, Ripley.
Mi Pueblo in Ripley wishes good luck to all of our local teams and athletes this football season. Go see them at 925 City Avenue South in Ripley and check out their new outdoor patio.
Come visit Lois and Kevin at McNeil Agency, 2009 Highway 15 North, Ripley.
First American offers online and mobile banking features to make your banking experience easy and safe. Activate or deactivate your debit card as needed. Attach images to transactions. Set up text alerts to guard against unauthorized spending or to monitor your account balance. Use the P2P feature to safely send money to a friend. We even offer mobile wallet, so you can stay on top of your finances from anywhere. These options and more are available with online or mobile banking. At First American National Bank, you'll get that hometown feel with a high-tech touch.
Mahindra's the official tractor of Tough, right, Chase?
Yep, that's right, Tony.
This baby's got 4,000 pounds.
We bring you back on RCTV 19 and Grady. We were talking about it before the break about not letting tensions rise and make a mistake, and Booneville just had a penalty on the sideline during the timeout. So all of a sudden you take great field position, and now you're just close to the 30. That's huge.
Like you said, Peyton, before the break, level-headedness could win this game, and right there, that could play big dividends for Booneville.
As Gillen looks to fire for who else but Kelly, and that one's a little bit high, incomplete. Second down and 10. And Grady, it feels like also during that timeout, for the crowds have kind of been out of it, as it had just kind of, the game had stuck to status quo, but now it feels like both crowds are starting to get back into it as we get under 9 minutes to play in the ball game.
Right, the Ripley Tigers side right here, it seems like they're really involved in the game right now. And when you're playing against a Ripley defense like this, Peyton, on first down yard, you feel like you're playing behind the sticks, but now with that penalty, it only makes the uphill battle even harder.
You're exactly right. And now you literally are behind the sticks. 2nd and 25 after the unsportsmanlike penalty. Gillen will throw it, and he cannot find his man Young. Incomplete, just sailed it over his head, and like you said, it's the case of that happy feet, the pressure behind him.
They got that 3rd and long now. He's got a long way to go. 3rd down and a country mile right here, Peyton.
So, Grady, let me ask you, a lot of people have different, opinions on this. You can convert this, obviously. Anything can be converted in one play in football, but unlikely. Are you throwing for the first, or are you trying to just maybe run a draw, a screen? If something doesn't break, you're punting it away.
You're sitting in about 9 minutes here in the game, so I would think with this Ripley defense, you don't want to make the same mistake that you made at the end of the first half. I think you just run a little draw right here and just try to get out of the situation.
Split back set. The first time I believe we've seen that tonight for Booneville. As it will be a fake. They're going to drop back, and Gillum is going to be rushed and taken down. Who else would it be but Charlie Coombs and Cooper Davis, who in the second half have lived in the backfield?
Two guys that just get after it tonight. I mean, those guys have lived in the backfield, it seems like, since the last 5 minutes of the first half. Those guys are high energy, high emotion, and those guys are getting it done right now.
As we go to 4th and long, and, Grady, this is an interesting thing you don't see besides the high school level. Gillen is the punter, and he just took a sack, so you wonder if that affects the punt at all. You just took a hard hit. You're on the ground. You seem kind of limping a little bit. If it might affect the power that he has in his leg. We'll see here as he does get the snap, punts it away. Martin is back to receive. That one's a high kick, and I don't think he's going to have a chance to receive it, as it's, again, man, the punts have gotten amazing rolls for both squads tonight, as that one's going to roll inside the 30-yard line. So a great job by Gillen after the sack to flip the field.
You were talking about Gillen a minute ago. He's gimpy going off the field, but again, it was a great punt regardless.
No doubt about it. We bring you back in RCTV 19 as Ripley will look to add to their lead.
And lift capacity, right?
It sure does.
So who's tougher, kid? Me or you?
You are, Tony. Can you put me down now?
What? You want to go higher? Okay.
I said down, you old goat.
I am the goat.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
Come on, Tony, put me down.
We welcome you back here on RCTV 19 as it'll be Long in the pistol on first down. He takes the snap, hands off to the right side to Aquan McDonald, and he is brought down. What a great open field tackle by the Booneville defender there. That is Joey Willington. Feels like we've called his name a lot tonight.
That was a great tackle there, Peyton. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you there. I thought he would have a little edge on him there, sort of give him a little shoulder pad action and run him over there. But that was a great tackle, great form tackle, and brought him to the ground there in the backfield as well.
So it brings up second down and about 12, a loss of about 2.
I give Booneville's band some credit here. They stay in the ball game.
No doubt about it, they are. It has been a back and forth affair. Everybody really getting in at this deep point in the game. Deep pass to Holmes. Holmes can't bring it in. Long looked like he had put it perfect down the sideline, but just a bit out of his reach.
Just a bit outside there, as you would say in baseball.
Major league throwback there. I love that movie. It's such a good movie. 3rd and 12 coming up for Ripley now, and we've talked about it, and we hadn't really had to see it much because Ripley has controlled pretty much every game this season besides the last couple of weeks. But this is a time where you want to see your junior quarterback go and make a play throwing the football. So I would expect him to tie long to get a chance to throw it for the first down here. We shall see, as it's going to be
misdirection.
And a huge play going to be made by the big D tackle in the middle of the field. And was that Zion Nunn?
Nunn gets it done on defense and offense. It looks like Nunn. That's a big tackle there if that was him. I couldn't tell the digi camo again, Peyton. It is killing us tonight. But I think it was Nunn with the tackle there.
That is Nunn in fact in the middle. That is number 0.
That's a big boy tackle right there from a sophomore.
As we now will get ready to flip the field on the other side. Aquan McDonald will punt it away for the Tigers. 2 returners back, Whittington and another for Booneville. Can't get the number on that, but Grady, this is one of the situations, and let's see, who's calling a timeout? It is Ripley that calls a timeout, and you wonder if seeing the 2 returners back there, you might not want to take a second just to be like, all right, let's make sure we're accounting for any possible fakes or misdirection again, anything like that, because that's really what Booneville's going to need at this point in the football game, too.
I think, Peyton, at that time, I just counted the players. I think they only had 10 guys on the field, so I think they were missing a guy there, so they needed a timeout to get everybody situated.
That's what you were doing. I wonder why I heard that in your breath.
Yep.
Observant as always.
Yep.
So let's keep it here for just a moment as we get ready to come back to this point. We are sitting, in the 4th quarter. Booneville about to get the ball down. 7.6 minutes to go. So Booneville's got maybe 2 more drives, Grady. So if you're going to do something to tie the ball game up, rather do it sooner than later because, like I said, maybe 2 drives.
Some observations, too, from the last drive from Booneville. Gilling went off sort of gimpy there, and I think it's sort of getting to him now, like, oh, these guys are in the backfield. Am I going to be able to have time to throw? And you were talking about it earlier, him having that happy feet and not following through in his throws. Will we see that on this drive here with Gillen if he's able to push through those physical and mental blocks there and see if he can push through for the Blue Devils?
Booneville looks content to set up a return, 2 return men yet again, as they will do exactly that. A high punt, and it's not going to be received. Instead, it's going to take another bounce. And the first time tonight it takes a bounce against the punting team, it seems like, as Booneville will have great field position at about the 41-yard line, as we will come back on RCTV 19 for what could be Booneville's last chance on offense.
Good luck to our teams from Rebel Services, LLC, specializing in aviation services, 512-0219. Rebel Services, LLC, 5901 Highway 4 West, Ripley.
Ward Engineering, providing engineering and surveying services throughout North Mississippi.
First down and 10 for Booneville at the 41-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Nunn. Nunn breaks a couple of tackles and is going to get about 8 before he's brought down at about the 49-yard line.
Nunn's initial contact there seemed like it was with his own offensive lineman. He was just getting to that hole before the block was there, and he ran over his own offensive lineman there.
So we get ready to move to second down now as Booneville has had a little bit of trouble running the football tonight, and they finally get a little bit of success for the first time, it really seems like, in the second half. They have just not had much success. Really on offense in general, you take away the first drive where they tied it up after the big kick return, and this Booneville offense has struggled to move the football after doing it very well in the first half.
That first drive also was instigated also by a great kickoff return, so we haven't seen how they've done with – look at that run there.
Nunn still breaking tackles and into the second level, and at the 39 of Ripley, he will be spotted and the chains will move. And Grady, we talked about it with Booneville. Seemed like they had worn down. Maybe now, you see all of a sudden I look and I see Coombs with his hands on his hips. I see Christmas with his hands on the hips. Davis, hands on the hips. So it looks like maybe now, after the 3 and out, Booneville has a chance to be the physical football team.
Going back to that last possession with Booneville on defense, Nunn with that tackle there got him fired up, and I feel like he's transitioning that energy from defense to offense here.
First and 10. Handoff. Nunn up the middle. He's going to drag a couple guys for maybe about 4 yards as it'll move to second down. And until they can stop him for little to no gain, it looks like Booneville is content to just run this football up the middle and try to be the more physical team late.
Keep using that cash cow until the money runs out.
Second down at about 5. They gave him an extra yard after the spot. Gillen. You might expect play action at some point, but instead they're just going to keep it with Nunn, and Nunn's going to keep driving his legs forward. And I don't think he got the line to game, but let's see. It's going to be close. And we're at the point in the game where, if it gets close, we're going to see measurements. We're not going to leave it up to, an eye spot of it's there. So they are going to spot him about a yard short. So, Grady, do you risk play action here and not getting it, or do you just try to run it for that extra yard?
Honestly, Peyton, I'm going to say here, I think this is a third and fourth down. I think you run this play, and then you look forward. If you make it to fourth down, you run it for fourth down as well. I don't think there's any hesitancy here.
Hand it off to Nunn, and Nunn has got the first down. The football falls out, but Booneville has the break of the night as it falls right into the hands of Zion Young. That could have been disastrous.
Could have been a great change in the ballgame right there because Nunn there was getting some energy going forward for the Blue Devils, and that could have been a big change in the ballgame going in Ripley's favor.
We are at 3:43 remaining. We are just outside the red zone at the 25-yard line. Gillen will take it in the shotgun. Again, Grady, you would have to expect that play action is probably coming after they run the football so many times. Let's see if it's here. And it's going to be a reverse, and Young has it in the middle of the field, and he's going to be brought down at about the 20-yard line.
Ball comes out again.
Ball came out, but they're going to say this time down by contact. So he gets about 5. And you don't want to slow this momentum, but you honestly wonder if it might not get to the point 2 straight times the ball's come out. Granted, that one's down by contact. If Booneville might not think about calling a timeout just to get their guys a breather and say, look, we got to hold on to the football.
Got about 3 minutes to go in the ball game as well, Peyton, with the clock running now under 3 minutes.
Again, back in the shotgun set. 2 wide receivers out to the right side. And it is Gillen again to take the snap. Nunn in the backfield. And he'll throw it out to Kelly. And, Kelly, he just a simple case of looked at all the green in front of him and said, man, that looks nice. Can't wait to run it. And didn't watch the football in.
Kelly, as mentioned before, had 20 catches last week against New Albany. And there's just a classic case of just taking your eyes off the ball. And like you said, seeing that green grass in front of you, and you just take your eyes off. And sometimes it just slips through those fingers.
So now you're at 3rd and 5. You would expect that Booneville's going to have to throw the football a little bit vertically now. You are in 4-down territory, no doubt about it. 2:46 remaining in the ball game. Crowds getting excited. Put a man in motion, send him back left. Hand off to Nunn. Nunn is going to get enough for the first down and more. What a huge run up the middle by Nunn. And what trust you have in the sophomore halfback to put it in his hands to go get the first.
Yeah, like you said, Peyton, though, earlier with Ripley's with the hands on their hips right there, you could see that a little bit. The energy was sort of down, and they took advantage of that and drove it right down their throats there.
12-yard line is where to spot it. First down, still a reset of the chains to be had if you can get it to the 2-yard line without scoring. Gillen takes the snap, hands off to Nunn again. This time, Nunn is finally brought down for no gain, maybe even a loss of 1.
Nunn gets Nunn there. He didn't go anywhere that time.
Come on, man. Don't pull out puns. We're at 2.5 minutes left in the game. As Gillen gets ready to get the sign in. Like we said, Grady, you're obviously in 4-down territory here, no doubt about it. And, in fact, Booneville doesn't seem in any hurry as well. They don't look like they're in any hurry to rush the play. I believe you've got all 3 timeouts. So, you still have a chance if you don't score to stop the ball or stop the clock and maybe get the ball back or, heck, even block it.
We're going to see who wants it more right here, Peyton.
You're exactly right. Gillen, shotgun set, 2 wide receivers to the bottom and left side of the screen. Play action, Gillen rolls. He might have his man in the corner, and what a great defensive play by Michael Turner. Willington was wide open on the crosser from the right side to the left, and Turner, if you're going to look back, and that might be a touchdown saving play.
It was. He got right up underneath him there. He was about a half-inch away from having the touchdown there, and it was a great play there by that defensive back.
I mistake my words. I said a touchdown saving play, rather a game-saving play.
Right.
Because that was going to, no doubt, be a touchdown if brought in. 3rd down and 10 now. The clock is stopped, and Booneville's going to call a timeout. Now, see, this is interesting because it affects the clock situation of if you don't get it here, you've used one of your timeouts, and that's big because you're obviously – limiting the amount of time you have to get it back if you fail to convert here. So 2 timeouts left for Booneville after this one. 1:31 remaining in the ballgame. We're going to keep it here. Don't want to risk missing any of this final action in what is, I feel like, by far been the best game we've covered on RCTV this year.
I agree, Peyton. And I think what that timeout there is what they're saying is this is our drive here, that we're going to put all our cards into this one right here and see if we can get it done on this drive, because I don't think if they get rid of the ball here, I don't think they're thinking they're going to get it back.
Let's see what the Booneville offense rolls up. Again, you don't necessarily have to go to the end zone because you've got 2 plays, first of all, and you've got a first down line to gain at the 2-yard line. So even if you don't score it, you can get a reset of the chains. So the question is, Grady, are you going to the end zone, or are you looking for something over the middle to maybe give your guy a chance to run for the first and more?
I'm seeing a Gillen to Kelly play right here on 3rd and long.
Kelly is lined up at the wide out on the left side. Ripley crowd is getting loud. The student section has moved over near the end zone. Fans, what a great moment this is on Friday Night Lights. Play action, Gillen, gonna roll, looking, gotta throw it, and he's brought down on the backfield, but that is a horse collar. That is huge. It's gonna reset the down, it's a automatic first down, and also move it up. So a huge.
That's a tough one there.
And that's a tough one because that's really the only way he was bringing him down there was to try to grab at the back of the jersey, but went a little bit too high. So now you're going to reset the downs, move it up, and now Booneville, no doubt. Now if you're Booneville, you have the opportunity to run the football, because you're not in 2-down territory, 12 yards out. You have the opportunity to run the football if you want, which really puts this defense far more on its heels. They can't just pin their ears back and play coverage. And it looks like we might have had offsetting penalties, rather, because the marker's still reading
3rd down.
3rd down. So, yes, it does look like, in fact, we have offsetting penalties. So that was big. I did not see the other penalty.
I didn't see it either.
So 3rd down yet again from the 12. Gillen will hand off to Nunn, and Nunn is going to get about 4 or 5.
So is it 4th down then?
It is, in fact, 4th down.
Okay.
55 seconds remaining. And now, Grady, if I'm Booneville, I'm probably, at this point, you're not going to have time to get the football back. I would call a timeout and make sure that I have the exact play call I want. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Again, we're going to keep it here. We don't want to risk by any chance missing any of this final thing. So, Grady, let me ask you, you're the Booneville offensive coordinator. What are you looking for here?
Looking for Kelly. I mean, he's a sure-handed guy. Of course, he dropped one a minute ago. You're going to go Kelly or you're going to go Nunn. Those are the 2 guys that made plays all night, so that's who you got to go to.
This is what a fantastic ball game this was, and what a huge point in the season for both of these teams. Ripley, 4-0, trying to keep this undefeated season alive. Went on the road and got a tough 6-0 win against Senatobia last week. Booneville trying to flip the script. Had a tough performance defensively last week, sitting at 500, trying to not go below it. And they have really, and I got to say that, we get to the postgame, got to commend the Booneville defense, because this is a game where the Booneville defense is really what allowed the Blue Devils to be in at this point. After giving up 60 points plus points last week, they've really done a great job of, limiting this Ripley offense.
We talked about the Booneville offense and the Ripley defense. You've seen more Ripley offense and Booneville defense tonight. It was sort of flipped. It's been a fun ball game to watch.
Here we go. 4th and 8 from about the 10-yard line. Remember, there, fans, there is a line to gain at the 3-yard line for the first down. Gillen has 2 wide receivers on each side. Looks, rolls right, got to find a man, and he's still fighting, got to throw it, and he's not going to get it off. It's going to be incomplete, and Ripley is going to survive on the road, and they are going to move to 5-0.
Great coverage downfield. He had a lot of time to throw the ball, and he couldn't find anybody. It was just great defense there by the Tigers.
And really, the first time tonight that the pressure was, or the first time in the second half, the pressure really wasn't there on the passing down. Like you said, Gillen had all day to throw the football, but credit Keegan Collier, Michael Turner, Aquan McDonald, multiple different guys in coverage who did not allow anything to open up, and is what's going to be what seals this ball game up for the Tigers, as they simply just have to hold on to the football. You're in a position where you maybe can't kneel it, but it does look like, in fact, they are going to just kneel it.
If you go on the road in North Mississippi and you play any sport, it doesn't matter what you're playing, it's going to be a tough way to come out with a win. And tonight the Tigers had a hard-fought win, coming in here to Booneville, Mississippi, and coming out with a win.
Ripley is not going to call, or rather Booneville is not going to call their timeouts. They only had 1 to go, so no chance of being able to stop this clock enough to prevent the final here. But, man, what a hard-fought performance by Booneville trying to pull off the upset. But in the end, who else but the Ripley defense to stand strong yet again this season and clinch a hard-fought 21-14 victory. The Tigers are 5-0 heading into division play.
Great win for the Tigers tonight, Peyton.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it. Ripley battled, went down early, had all the momentum on the side of the Blue Devils, and we look back to 3 minutes left in the second quarter, and it looks like Booneville's about to bomb one down the field for a 14-0 lead and have Ripley on their heels. But an interception that flips the game and then allows Ripley to go and get a touchdown. They get a pick, get another score, and what obviously leads to them taking the lead. They're able to get it back late, and the Tigers, no matter how you do it, a win is a win. They survive, and they move to 5-0 on the season.
Ripley overcame a lot of adversity as well. They had, 4 turnovers?
4 turnovers.
And then some spotty marks there for the first down marker for Booneville in the first half. And then they overcame all that bad luck that they had, and they ended up winning the ball game on the road, as we talked about a minute ago. You can't really sum up a better win on the road than it was for the Tigers tonight.
No doubt about it. Let's take a 1 to 2 minute break, come back for our post game and let you know where we are next week. Don't go anywhere as we have our post game here on RCTV 19 again. 21-14, Ripley takes down Booneville on the road.
Proudly supports all Tippah County sports and athletes. Good luck this season from Ward Engineering.
Good luck and do your best. Diesel Oil, 311 City Avenue South. Our customers come first at First Franklin Financial. That's not just a slogan, it's the way we do business. Since 1941, we've been helping our friends and neighbors in the Southeast with their financial needs. We offer personal loans, bill consolidation loans, and starter loans. So stop by our office today. We're conveniently located at 1703 City Avenue North, or you can give us a call at 512-5808. Apply online at www.oneffc.com. All loans are subject to our liberal credit policy and limitations, if any. First Franklin Financial.
Henderson Pest Control wishes good luck to all our Tippah County teams and athletes this football season. ADF Automotives wishes good luck to Charlie and the Ripley Tigers.
Accidents are catastrophic, what we consider a catastrophic accident. On a catastrophic injury, you're not going to be able to go back to work in a week. You're going to be out of work. You're going to be going to doctor's appointments. You're going to be trying to get back to normal. That's where we come into play. At Mama Justice, you don't just get a law firm, you get a family. We're going to make sure that we represent you and that you get exactly what the law says that you can get.
Ripley House of Flowers.
RCTV 19 welcomes you back to the post game here as Ripley survives on the road 21-14 with a goal line stand to end the ball game. And Grady, you got to give hats off to both Ripley and Booneville in this one. Ripley, that vaunted defense showed tonight that they are, in fact, legit once again, allowing only 14 points and making the big stand to win the game. And then Booneville, like we said, that offense showed that they can hang with top teams in the state. You know, even if they didn't score the 40 they had last week, they showed they can hang with top teams in the state, and that defense had a very much-needed turnaround performance even in the loss.
In my opinion, Peyton, watching high school football, I don't think you could ask for a better ball game than that was. I mean, you saw great offense, you saw great defense, you saw a lot of emotion, and you saw a lot of guys making plays. And I was pretty proud to watch both teams play tonight, and I was glad to be able to call this ball game.
I'm glad to have you here, Grady, no doubt about it. All right, so let's move to our RCTV 19 player of the game. And, Grady, who you got?
I've got Michael Turner. In that last drive right there, Michael made that play where he deflected the ball in the end zone. Like you said, I think it was Willington was wide open in the end zone, and he got right out there just half an inch, tipped the ball away. And that's the difference between winning and losing sometimes, half an inch. And Michael Turner made that play, and that's why he's my player of the game.
You read my mind exactly. Michael Turner is my player of the game as well. Had the interception as well at the end of the second quarter on the tip ball, then returned it inside the 5, which set up the lead and really flipped the momentum for Ripley for good. And then obviously the big play there. So Turner didn't score on the offensive side of the ball, didn't score on the defensive side of the ball, but he made big plays, and no play bigger, like you said, than the deflection in the end zone, because that was a sure touchdown that was going to send us to overtime most likely, but a great play by turning it out. So congratulations to Michael Turner family. You are the RCTV 19 player of the game with an interception and a big PBU to end the ball game. So, Grady, next week, I don't believe you'll be on the road with us next week, but Baldwin at Walnut. That's where we head for the opening week of division slate. Big division game there in 2A. And, Grady, you at least know, from being at, Belmont and Ripley, Baldwin's a team, even in 2A, they can hang with a lot of big boys.
No, Haston Nelson from Baldwin's legit. He's been on a lot of Division I visits. That guy's a legit playmaker, and I know at Baldwin's always got a really good football team. Coach Michael Gray's always got them going in the right direction. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that game goes next week. And that is that divisional matchup?
That is a division matchup.
So that'll be a fun matchup next week.
Walnut obviously looking to rebound off the tough loss they took 2 weeks ago to Biggersville. Starting out division slate, they played Marshall Academy tonight. Don't know the result of that. But Walnut looking to start 1-0 in division at home. We will be there next week on RCTV 19. I'll be back with John next week there. So make sure you tune in for that. And that's going to wrap it up for us here on RCTV 19. 21-14, Ripley defeats Booneville. Grady, any final comments before we sign off?
Blessed to see a great football game tonight with no injuries.
Absolutely. Glad to see that. No way to put it. Grady, thank you again, second week in a row, for being with me. Great time as always, catching up with you and having you in the booth with me. Hope you can be back again soon. But for Grady Gardner, I'm Peyton Taylor. Guys, thank you so much for watching here on RCTV 19. Again, one final time, Ripley defeats Booneville 21-14 here in Booneville on the road, keeps their season going at unbeaten at 5-0. We see you again next week, 7:30 start time. Walnut, Baldwin in Walnut, big division game there. Make sure you don't miss it. But again, for Grady Gardner, for John Ross Myers, for Joey running our camera, and for everybody, John Alton Faulkner, I'm Peyton Taylor saying so long, good night, God bless. Thank you so much for watching. If you're driving, drive home safely. If you're at home, have a great weekend. We are glad to have you with us here always on RCTV 19. Good night, everybody.